Okay, welcome guys. We've got green lights, we've got audio, we've got everything I think we need. Just wait for this to load in. I will just double check and see. Actually, where is it? Green lights, green lights. Yes, we are. We're live. That's good. What I'll do is, before we're waiting for this to load in, which always takes a long time after a computer restart, just with the sort of loading the actual game in, we'll talk about why we're going to be playing some Gladius today. And the reason for that is that with the skulls, actually I do have a skull shirt from last year. Should have worn that. Let's go across to Steam. Steam has got like a lot of, it's the Warhammer Skulls sort of session, or it's the event basically, I think, for this week. It says up to 90% off. It's more than that. It's up to 100% off if you want Gladius. If you don't have Gladius right now, just only for this week, I think it would be. It may only be for a few days. I'm not actually sure of what how long the festival goes for. Actually, let's have a bit of a look and see if we can find it. When does it turn off? Gladius, you can see there through there. Now this is free to play. It basically means free forever as well. It's not just a one-off play for the weekend or anything like that. That is actually a play. Basically, you can just go in and actually download the game and play it. So let's just go in there and have a bit of a look. So this is an incredible game. So if you don't actually have it, do yourself a favour and just go and grab it. So I'm just going to turn these things off. And yeah, so as you sort of come into the actual game itself, hang on, we'll just close that one off as well. Yeah, so Gladius says, as you can sort of see, play game through there. It's not sort of showing us in through that one, but this really is like one of the best games. And so with what you end up getting with this one, you just download it because you are going to get the Space Marines, the Orcs, the Necrons, and the Astra Militarum as just part of what this one actually does bring. So as I say, only for this particular week at the time of going live, and I'm not sure when the skulls thing actually does finish in through this side. You also have, during this process, now the Firepower pack has just come out today. I don't know anything about this. I'll have a look at that before we get into it. So I've actually now just installed this, but I haven't played with it, so I'm not sure which one we'll play as just yet. Most of the others, you've got the recent ones, the Adeptus Sororitas at 20% off. You've got the Escalation pack at 15% off and the Specialist pack at 15% off. But pretty much everything else is at 40 or 45% off. So there's some good ones in here as well. So you may, if you were into Gladius and you don't actually have some of the content, you may want to grab that as well. Okay, so Chris was saying never played any of the Warhammer games. This is actually, like this game has got the best AI of any game I've ever played. It plays as close to being a human as I've ever played in a game. So Grumpy is then saying Gladius is pretty good. It's a pretty good game. Also captures my perception of Warhammer 40k a lot better than a lot of the other stuff out right now. Yeah, there's some interesting things sort of out at the moment as well, actually. So Urasok is in saying free until June the 1st. Okay, so just basically a handful of days. So it's a base game, says Christopher. Yes, it is. So the actual what it is the actual base game. Like so many of the base games that come out don't have a lot of content in them. That's not the case with Gladius. Gladius, as I say, has got four of the main protagonists or antagonists, whichever way you want to sort of think of them, where it's extremely playable even without the DLC. You'll certainly know whether you like the game or not just by playing it. And as I say, Gladius, the base game, you can see the new free to keep is Gladius Relics of War. And so this is, you can see they're very positive, which is sort of unusual for wargaming types of games, but it is really, really critically acclaimed. As I say, got an incredible AI system where it really does play like a human. It's quite difficult to fight against it, to be honest, so we'll sort of see how we go today, but it is actually there. It's almost as bad as Solaris, says Grumpy Tough. There's a hell of a lot of DLC. There is a lot of DLC, but the DLC, everyone's screaming for it. Like the people who play Gladius want the DLC because what the DLC, maybe not so much these firepower packs, wherever you see the word pack, that's just introducing more units basically to all of the different elements. But the actual races are really amazingly good. And These are also, like often these, you can see very positive reviews in through that one for the Chaos Marines. The Tyranids are very positive as well. So the actual units that they bring in, even if you didn't bother with the different packs, you've got the Tyranids, the Chaos Space Marines, the Tau, Craftworld Eldiri, so you got the Elves in through that side. Adeptus Mechanicus, which is a really, really cool, that's a really cool addition. That really is quite difficult to play. And even that's 40% off. And then the most recent one was Adeptus Sororitas, which is also pretty cool to play as well. So this is sort of like almost like a female version of the Space Marines. But these actually, the base game, I'm actually, these are meaningful DLC packs, these ones here with the different races. The Escalation pack, I don't know we'll have a look at the Firepower pack as well today, so we'll sort of get into it. But the other packs just add content broadly, whereas these other ones here are very, very specific to what they actually do add in. So Grumpy is in saying the amount of DLC, the gameplay is fine. Yeah, no, that's the gameplay is incredible. So it is one of my favourite games. And it has been one of my favourite games for an awfully long time, like basically since it first came out. So the reason that the AI is so good was that their previous game, called Pandora, there was a modder who basically sort of ended up really, really getting into the actual AI of the mod, and he ended up working with the actual studio, with what's the name of the studio? It is Proxy Studios. So he ended up working with them on Gladius, and they've also got another game coming out this year called Zephon. So Zephon will be coming out. I don't know how many months, but it should be a few more months away. Anyway, that's a bit of the background as to what we're going to be playing. We'll have a look at the Firepower pack while we're in here, just so we can see what's actually here. So this has just come out today. I've just got it installed. I haven't played any of it just yet. I'll just go and get rid of that one. And of course, this is all part of the big Warhammer Skulls week, which certainly Slytherin gets really heavily involved in that one as well. Hi Sonny, how you going? And so Mefi is then saying you also got Fallout 4 complete package for free on Epic. Oh, it's on Epic. This is on Steam. This one. Anyway, if you want Gladius, the base game is available for free, and the base game, as I say, is very good. You don't need the DLC to enjoy the game. If you find that you do enjoy the game, then there certainly is a lot of DLC there that you may want to pick up. You can often get them cheap, like even cheaper than the 45% at different times. So I wouldn't rush into the DLC personally. Find out if you like the game. As I say, being able to play with Space Marines, Orcs, not the Tyranids, the Necrons, and also the Astra Militarum really is like having 4 factions to play with at the start is quite unusual with Warhammer franchises. So it's sort of quite often what happens with the Warhammer franchises is that they will give a license for 1 or 2 factions to play, and then if the studio proves itself, they will then allow them to add other things in, which is sort of what's happened with the DLC. So I was surprised that there was 4 actually in the base game, four really, really good ones in the base game. You look at another game from Slytherin, which is Battle Sector. That's also now got its 4th version, a 4th group coming in. That's also got Space Marines and Tyranids. They were the first 2 that came in with that one, but that's also really, really, really getting sort of fine-tuned now. And so they've now just introduced Orcs today, and they also had the Necrons were actually brought into that one, actually, and Adeptus Sororitas as well. So there's 5 forces in there with the, once you sort of get DLCs for that particular one there. But anyway, today we'll play Gladius because this one is free, as I say. And I highly, highly recommend it. So just go and grab it. You've got a few days to grab the base one. The Firepower pack, what does this one introduce to us? So about this content, new units join the fight. Brings 2 new units to the battlefield of Gladius Prime. The new units will bring overwhelming firepower and will increase the strategic options available to all commanders. So we've got the Regal Dawn Battle Tank for the Astra Militarum. I probably won't play Astra Militarum. I'll probably end up either playing Space Marines, Necrons, or Orcs. Can't really get you guys to vote on those, I guess. So I might have to just get you to put numbers in when we go to it. So the Whirlwind is an artillery tank with a variety of missiles to pound enemy positions from afar. The Whirlwind is the Adeptus Astartes foremost artillery tank. Highly mobile despite its fire support role, it excels in the annihilation of massed infantry and light armour, able to keep pace with the swift advance of a Space Marine strike force. Squadrons of whirlwinds lurk behind or amongst their comrades' formation, so that's that one through there. For the Necrons, we've got Death Marks, a sniper unit that teleports to reach its location. That sounds interesting. We could play as the Necrons, that would be fun. So I thought we'd play as one of the base units, so either Space Marines, Necrons, or Orcs, I think. But so these are the original ones that came in: Astra Militarum, Space Marines, Necrons, and Orcs. So these are all playable right now in the base game, except that these, of course, are bringing extra units in. So Deathmark, crackling into reality here, blah blah blah. The Death Dread, so this is a heavy assault walker unit that excels in close combat. So Death Dreads are clanking monstrosities that behave in battle much like the enormous metal orcs. They clank towards the foe, yeah, blah blah blah. What else we've got? Chaos Marines, we've got a Greater Brass Scorpion. That's a super heavy walker vehicle. The Tau have got the XV-107R Arvana battlesuit, so heavily armoured monstrous creature equipped with extremely powerful long-range weaponry. The Dark Reaper is the Craftwell Eldiri one. This is a long-range anti-armour infantry equipped with a variety of missiles to deal with fast targets. The Adeptus, actually that's Adeptus Mechanicus. No, the Adeptus, that's Astra Militarum, the one at the top. Adeptus Mechanicus has got the Cataphren Breacher. So this will be one of the big robots, I guess. So Canticles of Omnissiah infantry unit with powerful anti-vehicle armament. Actually, no, Cataphren Breacher must be different again. A Battle Servitors, many times the size and power of those used by the rest of the Imperium. Utterly deadly in close quarters. They are not born as much as constructed. They're every enchantment geared for maximum lethality. The Adeptus Sororitas has got the Imaginifer, so support infantry unit that buffs nearby Adeptus Sororitas infantry units. This is very much how the Adeptus Sororitas plays, with actually sort of proximity around what they actually then get to do. So Charles is saying, is this new DLC? Is a new DLC decent? No idea. I loaded it in, and we're just going to try it now. I knew there was something coming. I didn't know what it actually was. And I've literally only I haven't even looked. This is the first time I've actually looked at what's inside it. Okay, just reading a few more. So Christopher's saying, as a tabletop D&D player, always been curious about Warhammer. Yeah, look, it's one of those things where, it's one of those things. I love Warhammer, but the actual lore behind it, I'm trying to learn as much as I can because I play so much of it, but I don't know much about it, to be honest. And so it's one of those things. The lore is helpful to know, but doesn't dictate really your enjoyment as such. But I'll try to explain that as we play through this as well. And just ask questions, guys, if you've got any questions. If you type my name as well, I think it'll come up in red, so that way I'll be able to sort of see very specific things. There we go. New version available to download. Sorry, you're going to see all my little pop-up messages. It's during the day for me here. I'm supposed to be sort of supposed to be working. I work for myself, but there may be interruptions, so hopefully there won't be. What have we got? I'm just reading more of the comments. So as Grumpy's in saying, I wonder if they will add Vortan and Drukani in the future. I've got no idea. Grumpy's saying maybe halflings from Age of Wonders. They're the best. Hope not. I hope not. Anyway, Mr. Inadequate saying, well, on your recommendation, I'm downloading this now. Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you don't have it, please do yourself a favour and get it. Even if you don't get the DLC, get the free base game. It is really, really worth it. So yeah, Charles had asked if the new DLC is decent. No idea yet. I don't love these extra ones that just add one unit to each faction. Certainly, if you only got the base game, I wouldn't do it, because you're only going to get 4 of the actual, of all the different sorts of things. There is a Poxwalker actually, which is neutral. This one would be around. So light melee infantry able to regenerate in combat. So Poxwalkers are victims of the walking of pox, a cruel virulent that rots the infected to death while keeping them conscious. So this will be almost like a zombified, sort of almost like a Necron type run. Christopher's saying, hope you enjoy it. I'll download it sometime and give it a shot. Maybe next week while waiting for other games to release. Yeah, it's an incredible game. So Where are we up to? Chris was saying, yeah, I love the lore. If I like it, I will dig deeper into more for sure. With Gladius, and we'll start playing now. I'll just close that one off. But again, as a quick summary, if you've only just sort of wandered in, it's the Skulls week this week for WarHammer content, and so with what Slytherin have done, the base game for Gladius, if I go and click on that one through there, is now new and free to keep. So download it. So basically, it's only just come out in the last few hours that you can download this now for free. So grab it. It is worth playing because you've got 4 factions right from the start. You'll know whether you like the game or not based on those 4 factions. And what we'll do today is when we go into it, I'll just go through how to approach the game, because it is, as I say, the AI plays brutally hard. And so there's ways to sort of where you will actually get frustrated if you use the standard strategic tropes or standard strategic approaches with trying to combat on Gladius, because if you rush, you've got to make sure before you start your rush that you can destroy everything, because the AI will not play like what you sort of find with it. Won't drip feed units in unless there's no other choice for it. So it will move away from you, collect itself, get strength, and then go in and really hit you hard. So be very, very careful, play very cautiously when you play Gladius. Which is awesome, because it really is one of these games that, as I say, can be frustrating at the start. But once you start playing it, you'll be absolutely hooked, because it does play like a human. Like a clever human too, not just a normal human. Not just an average human. So it's very, very clever the way it does actually work. So let's go and start a new game. We will play as a Necron, just so we can sort of, I think that creature that's coming for the Necron sounds like it'll be there fairly soon. So what I've got basically all of the DLC in the game. So I've got all of that in there. But I'm just going to go and choose one of the 3 starting ones, just so you get a bit of a feel. So I'm going to play as the Necrons. These are a good choice for new players, and we'll have a really good look. There's no rush for us with this particular session, so we'll just go through it. So this is the Necrons, and we'll talk about them when we get into the actual game itself. Now what I've got I might just change the colour. I should be able to change the colour there. Change the colour to a yellow colour, because the Necrons are sort of more of a yellowy orange colour, so we'll just go with that one through there. That one's going to be a little bit the same on the other side. Let's just see if there's another one that's maybe a bit brighter. I mean, that will do there, I guess. So we'll go that colour there, which means that this one here, we'll just change this one across to maybe a more of a muted sort of green, something like that maybe. So I've got like a heap of them in there. What I've done is I've got 9 factions in here, plus the Necrons. Now the way that the game is sort of set up, if we go to the advanced setups in through there, you can see I've got like all of the DLC is installed. I've got quests turned off. They get in your way. So if you're playing particularly on hard difficulty levels, that's going to get annoying. So it's good at the start. If you're trying to get used to the game, it will actually just give you a bit of guidance. But really, if you're playing on any sort of hard mode, it's going to really hurt. Like, it's going to end up hurting you more than helping you. Avoid duplicate random factions. So we will get one of each coming back in. What else have we got? Adaptive turn timer. That's going to be okay. I'm just going to keep everything pretty much on defaults all the way through the whole lot. And that's really where we are there. So I'll just keep those there. We'll just go back to the basics. So the difficulty level. Now I'm playing with a fair few mods. I've got a fair few mods installed, but not very many running. But maybe we'll have a look at that one through there. One of these mods actually tries to set up like difficulty levels in between the difficulty levels. So when we go and just look at the drop down, you've got very easy, which I don't think is part of the game, but you've got easy, medium, hard plus, which has actually been modded in, very hard, ultra hard, impossible, and impossible plus. So they've actually added even more across. As I say, the game is really tough anyway. Hard plus really does make it difficult for me, but I will actually play with that one. So I'll keep hard plus going. I find that's about my level. The world size, we'll go with massive, which was suitable for 10 players, which is what we're going to have. So massive is fine for 10. Again, with the mods that I've got, we can go up to colossal, up to 16 players in this one. The landmass is also just going to be medium as well. Now this actually has this has to do with the actual water content on the world, but medium is going to be okay for us. The game pace will just go standard. I can go slow. I'll keep it on standard, I think. So where are we up to with the comments? Christopher's saying I might be in trouble. I'm not sure how clever I consider myself. I tend to be a defensive player. If you're defensive, you'll do well in this. This is one of these games, a bit like Age of Wonders, you know, like it's sort of defensive mindset is what you need to be able to sort of play. You've got to be very careful you don't trigger the AI as well. So you've got to sort of, playing defensively is the secret to it. So there's a lot of options to play, as I sort of said. We could just go back and play with the the original 4 if we wanted to, just to sort of have like a much smaller game. But let's just go this way, so we won't know who's going to be around us. And each faction, it's all asymmetric. There's no symmetry really to the way that the game actually does play, and so each faction plays extremely differently. So it's not just a slightly different unit put in the middle of it. They really do play differently. They have different resources that they look for, different ways of expansion, completely different units. But we'll have a look at that when we get into it. So let's just go and start the game, and we'll listen to the video.
For eons we waited for new life to cover our world. Life weak with the warp's taint. The time was ripe to wake, to finally defeat the old ones, to take the galaxy for ourselves. Our old enemies left us a gift, one that tore the planet apart and trapped us here. This is a rude awakening, but this planet shall learn to fear the Necrons again.
All right, so Gladius is a planet that basically is locked inside a warp storm. So this is the backstory of the actual planet itself. And what they were trying to do is, how can we play a game where you can have different factions come onto a planet inside the Warhammer 40k lore, but still be able to have Space Marines fighting Space Marines or whatever else it might actually end up being that you sort of end up generating for the actual world. And so by locking it inside like a warp storm, it basically means it's isolated from the rest of the universe. And even things like, for example, the Tyranids have got like a hive mind. And so the Tyranids actually are connected all the way through the universe through this particular hive mind that they actually have. But inside the warp storm, it localizes it so that you can have multiple Tyranid groups that actually end up fighting each other, where in the actual lore of Warhammer that would never ever happen. But this is why when they're talking about the warp storm and showing that sort of big sort of magenta sort of thing with the stuff, everything is inside the warp storm, and the planet was inhabited by the Necrons. So before the warp storm sort of came, and so the Necrons have a bit of an advantage on the planet because all of their old burial chambers are still here. And when we see things like this little sort of, see that greenish sort of tinge underneath this particular unit, that's a Necron tomb. And so we can only settle on Necron tombs. Chris was saying, who is good to play as a defensive player? Which faction suits that style? They all do to a degree. The orcs are quite offensive. Like once you get going, they're quite strong. But you have to play defensively with every single faction. You don't want to be sort of doing too much, and you want to be expanding very, very slowly. So you have to be careful of that one. If we have a look at another way of actually looking at the actual units themselves and how things actually sort of do work with this, you'll sort of see we've only just got like a few different units at the start here. We've got this Canoptech Spider. This one here, when we have a look at it, can do different sorts of things. In fact, probably the easiest way to look at everything is just go to F1, which will then open up the compendium. The compendium is really, really useful if you're trying to get used to the game. So what you'll sort of find is that quite often you'll be thinking, okay, well, let's just go down to the units and just see what we've got. If we go down to Necrons, we'll then sort of be able to sort of then go and start to see all of the various sort of, these are all the different units that we actually have playing as the Necrons. There's a hell of a lot of them. But this can be difficult and overwhelming to sort of go through each one of them. And if we go to the Canoptech Spiders, which is this one through this side. So monstrous support unit that clears tiles and founds new cities. It will give you a bit of a summary as to what they do, but really you need to get a broader picture. And so rather than looking at the units, unless you're wanting to sort of get some detail on that, the best way I find to do this is to actually go across to buildings and then go to the group that you're wanting to look at. So in this case, Necrons. And even though there's a lot in here, these are sort of the same across each unit. Like there are some differences, but not very many. And so you're going to have, for example, something that mines, like in this case, the Necrons use ore. So they do actually mine ore, and so this is actually an ore harvesting building. We've got a Baroque shrine. This one increases loyalty. I'll explain what all this is in the game. Loyalty is very important. This is like a bit of a multiplier for your cities. The energy core generates energy, so energy is going to be important for the Necrons. They do rely very heavily on energy. We have to get a bit of a feel for these different things as well. This is research, so we get a research building. They'll be called different things. Then we end up with things like the Hypostyle Temple. So this is a building that produces ground vehicles as well as generates energy and increases loyalty. And so we'll sort of see that its attributes are it's got production. It's got production to build these collections of different sorts of units. Where you see blue, it means we have to research these to get hold of these. So when you sort of see anything that's blue, this is actually basically, so this is going to then give us like a few different sorts of units. We'll come back to these in just a minute, but I can hover over these to get like a basic feel for what the units actually do and what the, more important than anything, the actual upkeep cost. But we'll come back to that in just a minute. We also have a nameless causeway. And so this building generates aircraft as well as generates energy, influence, and increases loyalty. So you can see through there, the production is for producing either one of these two aircraft. It does also generate some energy, some influence, and loyalty as well when we build this particular building. And so you can see through here, again, two different sorts of units coming from this particular building. The Royal Court, so this headquarters building that generates resources. So you can see through there, this one actually just generates like a lot of everything. So this is actually the core of the city. So that's the Royal Court is what has to be built inside the actual city itself. Then we've got the Royal Pyramid. So this building that produces heroes as well as generates influence and increases loyalty. And so there's only three units we can get from in here as well. We'll have a bit of a look at each of these. The shelters increases our population limits, which are important. The slave mastaba, this one here is a building that constructs new buildings as well as generates energy, influence, and increases loyalty. So this one actually is what can be used to like if we have more than one of these in a city, we can then start to build all the other buildings that we're just going through at the moment. We've got the stellae back and through here, which generates influence, and then we have a summoning core in through this side as well. This building that produces infantry and creatures as well as generates research and increases loyalty. And so in this case, there's a lot of, you can see how many different units there actually are in the game, just in this one faction. And as I say, they all play asymmetrically. Now, before we do that, let's just click on OK. And if we have a look at the actual screen itself, these are the resources that we use playing as the Necrons. So we do use ore. You can see we're going at -5 ore at the moment, or -4.5. We use energy, which we're right on 0 with that one. We've got research and we have influence. So they're the 4 resources that we have to try to control. And we get them mainly through our cities. So let's go first of all, and actually I'll just go back to F1 again. And so when we have a look again at these different things, if we go to each of those, like if we start down here with the stellae, actually not the stellae, the summoning core. So this one here, these are our basic infantry. So we start off with Necron warriors, which is a basic infantry unit. Now, I guess the important thing here to look at is just the upkeep. Just get a feel before you start playing as to what resource you're going to be needing to spend a lot of to have an army. And in this case, we're looking at ore, so 1.5 ore for that one. Then we actually have the flayed ones. They're also 1.5 ore, so they're going to be about the same strength. You'll notice there that the cost to produce them is energy and also production. So it requires energy to build them, but then ore to have upkeep. This one in this side is 2. These are the new guys. These are the ones that are just coming with the new DLC. So these are the death marks, and these are going to come fairly early on, actually. So these are just 2 upkeep for that one. So sniper unit that teleports to reach its target. The immortals, so this is also 2. Then we have the Canoptic Spider, the one that we've currently got. Now the upkeep is lowish in through this side. We have Canoptic Wraiths at 3 ore. So you can see it's all ore. Heavy Destroyers at 2 ore. The Triarch Praetorians at 3 ore. And so these are like elite jump infantry units. And finally we have the Transcendent Catan back and through this side at 6 ore upkeep. So these are probably these are the best of our infantry. So all of our infantry, without exception, uses ore as an upkeep. So ore is vitally important for us playing as the Necrons. Royal Pyramid, these are just the hero units. Now they're going to be using, their upkeep is ore and influence. All the heroes in the game use influence as an upkeep. So that's the Lord, so iconic hero unit with versatile abilities. Then we have the Cryptek, which is sort of more a hero unit with powerful support abilities. Again, 2 and 4, so these are about the same sort of strength. And then we actually have a Destroyer Lord at 3 and 6 in through the side. So this one is actually a little bit more powerful. Again, if it's blue, it means we have to research it. So we've got and then we've got the Royal Court, which we don't do anything. We don't get any buildings from that. Sorry, any units from that one. Nameless Causeway, these come sort of later when we can get them. So the Night Scythe, it's an airborne transport unit, so we can transport our forces around with this particular one. That's 3 ore upkeep, and this one here is 4 ore upkeep. So you can see there that at the moment it's pretty much just ore for everything. So we really focus, as a Necrons, we have to really focus on that. Then we've got the Hippostyle Temple. So these are the ground vehicles. These are the actual vehicles that we end up getting. We've got Tomb Blades, again with ore upkeep for the Ghost Arcs. Annihilation Barge there at 3 upkeep. 3 upkeep for the Triarch Stalker. 4 for the Doomsday Arc. 8 for the Monolith. And then for the Obelisk is 12 ore upkeep. So this is the progression we're going to go through with the game, just trying to get like a smattering of these different sorts of units. They all do different things. We'll have a look at the units as they become available, and so rather than having them overwhelming. But that is telling us pretty much everything we have to do, we're going to need ore for. Now, some of the buildings may require, even the upkeep of the buildings, it looks like it's actually all to do with ore. Yeah, it's all ore. It's not energy at all. Energy is used to build everything, but ore is used to upkeep it. So we need energy and ore pretty much equally. So let's just click on OK. It just gives us a feel for what we have to look for in the game. Now, when we have a look at it, we've got ourselves a couple of Necron warrior groups. By the way, you'll see there that there's like a whitish or yellowish sort of bands coming up through that side, and that's a Sororitas holy site. We can't do anything at all with that. It's the Adeptus Sororitas. They're the only ones that can make use of that particular location. So we can't do anything with it. Now we also have a Ruins of Vaul. Now this is currently unexplored. So we will be wanting to go in there because there's usually loot inside there. So we might just go and move our units down. So I'll move this one down to this location. So we go in there, we take it, and we found ourselves a man catcher, which can be applied to hero units. Now, when we move, that's it. So we can't sort of go and then, even though we only use one of our action points, we can't use the other action points to keep on moving. So when you move, that's all it is. We still want to grab that location by making this particular city go in here. So I'm just going to go into this one here, and we're just going to go and create a city anyway. So found a city for the Necrons. We've got no choice. The Necrons are a good choice to play as a new player because you don't really have to evaluate what's around you. You don't have a choice. You just have to go with what's there. So let's go across and found a new city, and we've only got one choice there. So there's this is Abdu Kamun is the actual name of the city. And what this one then shows us for this location is that it's got a 1 of 6 population, so we can only have a maximum of 6 population at the moment. And if we go and click on the actual city twice, we'll then open it up. And so you can see through here that we actually have, like, one of them's got the royal court inside it, which is this one down through this side. This then generates a lot of the income that we actually have for the city, and you can see there we're now getting +3 ore, +14 energy, +10 research, and +25 influence back in through that other side. So we've got that one in through there, and we also have the slave masterbar inside here as well. I think we can only have one of those in the actual city itself. We may be able to get a second one, but we don't need to, because this is just for building the buildings. Now, some of the buildings that we saw there, we can't build them yet. We have to research those. So, but we do actually have an extra slot available in here if we want to make use of it. Now, if we have a look at the actual, if I hover over everything, see within this desert there, we've got +20 ore, +20 energy, and +20 research. Back over in our capital, we've got +20 energy and +20 research back into that side. Pretty much I can build anywhere around this outside edge. So that one's just energy, that one's ore and energy, that one's a little bit of ore, 10% ore, 20 energy and 20 research. So I can actually, the first one I like to usually get, no matter what I'm playing, is a research building. So I think I'll actually just go and grab that one straight away. That way I can get through my research a bit faster. So there's one ore upkeep for having this particular building. So let's just go across into that one and just go and place that one right there. So we're going to build that inside the capital. To build on the outside of the capital, we're going to have to then go and use this acquire tile to then go and grab more tiles. We can't build anything inside the ruins of Vol or anything like this. Like when we've got a special outpost. So the outpost we can't build anything new on, but it's still essentially part of the city. Actually, it's not technically part of the city yet. We have to ultimately sort of bring that one in, but it's not really urgent. Okay, the other thing we want to be doing is trying to find other locations. Now, we've got the Necron tomb has been discovered. When I click on these things, it'll just tell me what they all are. So if you're new to the game, just do those. Ruins of Vol, we've sort of saw that one through there. Special feature that provides a reward to the first unit that enters a tile, which is what we got. We also have the Sororitas Holy Site. This is only available to the Hospitallers from the Adeptus Sororitas. So it doesn't mean anything to us at all. Like, we just don't use it at all. We also have Wireweed. Now, Wireweed is a feature that ends the movement of units and deals damage each turn. This is something we want to be avoiding, so we want to be away from that. This is all Wireweed down through here. So Wireweed is sort of like a natural block to what's actually going on. We've found ourselves a fermentation pool. So this is a special feature that increases the growth rate of the city when acquired. Now, one thing you'll notice is that we don't use food. We're undead, essentially. So food is of zero interest to us. But if we were playing as most of the other factions, food would be a resource that they require. And you can see there that the fermentation pool does provide 2 food if you do need it. For us, it's going to provide like 1 energy and 1 influence. This is pretty much what we're going to get from it. So depending on who you are, you can see there 1 energy, 1 influence. So for us, that's worth getting. Similarly, down through here, we've got another one down through this side. This is Recaf Leaf. And again, for us, we don't get food from it, but everyone else would. The Howling Maze is the actual region that we're in. These are like little algorithms that then sort of generate the random maps. So the Howling Maze back and through there. The fact that it's called the Howling Maze, it may be even more Wireweed than we know. Recaf Leaf back and through that side. Again, you'll sort of find that a lot of the others will have, like, there's only 1 food there for some of them. Biomass, this is what the Tyranids use. So Tyranids actually are the big lizard sort of bug creatures, and they basically strip mine planets and just strip them apart. They're also a hive mind, so they play very differently because of that as well. And then finally we have the Ruins of Vol provided the man catcher. Okay, so we've got 1 unit left that can move off. Now, first rule of thumb when you're playing the game, as I said, it's a very, very complex game. Do not move away from your support without them being really close. Now, if I move down to there and grab that one, I'm going to be a couple of turns away from the support of this other unit. If I move into here, I'm going to be protected a little bit by the Wireweed. I want to be claiming these as much as I can. I might have a bit of a look around. You can see that's the edge of the map in through there. There's a bit of water that comes back down this side, and the bottom of the map is just down in here. So that's the bottom corner. We might look that way first to see if we can find anything. What we don't want to be doing is triggering an AI. So we don't want to be going to any of the AI areas. Let's just move across. Okay, so we've now moved across there. Now what's happening through that one there, we've now, with our vision range, we've actually now found another Necron tomb. So we can actually go and build another city on that one. But we'll have a bit of a look around first before we sort of rush into doing that. In fact, we still can't do it yet anyway. So we'll just choose research. Now, the way research works, to go to a tier like tier 2, we have to have two elements already researched from this particular area. So when we have a look at them, a lot of these will be sort of like, you're going to divide them into combat units, or buildings or benefits basically. So what we want to do is we want to look to enhance our economy to be able to get 2 or 3, probably 1 or 2 more cities within the first maybe 30 turns. So that would be what we try to aim for, is to try to build another couple of cities. But every time you build a city, it makes it much, much harder to manage everything else. But your first 2 cities, generally, the benefit of those outweighs the negatives of having too many. But after that, it really gets expensive. So core refinements, this increases the production output of summoning cores. That's going to just help with our infantry. Dimensional corridor, this grants infantry the ability to transport to cities and monoliths. That will be good later on. We don't need it just yet. Flayed ones, a close combat infantry that ignores enemy overwatch. This one we can sort of rush forward and actually sort of get some hits in before anything happens. Again, I don't need it urgently right now. I'm looking for my economy. This is the Hippo-style temple, building that produces ground vehicles as well as generates energy and increases loyalty. Again, this is our vehicle building unit. I would like to get that one fairly soon. Royal Pyramid, building that produces heroes as well as generates influence and increases loyalty. Not urgent, but again, another good one for us. And Trusted Slaves increases the ore output of alchemic quarries. So the quarry will then just give us a little bit of a boost to the actual ore that we get. If we have a look at the progression of where we want to end up going, this one increases the production output of Hippo-style temples. The Cryptek is a hero. Death Marks, that's the new one, so we want to test them out. The Immortals are medium-ranged armoured infantry unit. These are great. Nebula Scope, so allows Tomb Blades to ignore range damage reduction. Shelters increases population limit. We'll need to get that one fairly early. This is Shield Vein, increases the armour of Tomb Blades. Up in tier 3, we have the Annihilation Barge, we have the Baroque Shrine. There's the Canoptech Spider. So we have to get to this one as fast as we can to be able to then get the next city. So we need to get that one unlocked. We've got the Destroyer Lord in through there as well. Increase the energy output of energy cores, and then we have Immortal Forms, which increases the healing of living metal. That's one of the things we have to talk about as well. Playing as a Necrons, we have very specific mechanics around our actual units as well. So I think what we'll do is we need to get 2 from in here, and Hippo-style temple, so generates energy and increases loyalty. That would be good. Or the Royal Pyramid. I'm thinking that we probably, if this one as well, increases the ore output of alchemic quarries. Now, we don't actually have any quarries yet. We will be building them, but we probably not urgently. So I might just go the Hippo-style temple. Let's just go with that one through there. The other ones actually increases the production output of summoning cores. That's going to allow us to get our basic infantry out a lot faster. But let's just go with the Hippo-style temple. Just click on OK. So we've got a bit of a feel for what the Necrons are like. But if we go back to F1 again and leave all this stuff alone, that's the features, go to factions, and then have a look at Necrons in here. So this will then give you a good feel for the actual unit that you're playing. So Deathless Metal is sort of like the catch cry for the Necrons. Initial challenge is easy. So these are a good choice for a new player. You'll find that some of the others, like probably the hardest one would be the Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah, that's hard. Adeptus Sororitas is pretty medium. Actually, that's considered easy. Astra Militarum is hard. That's a difficult one to get started with, but very powerful if you can sort of survive the early part of the game. Chaos Space Marines are medium. the Craftwell Elderia medium, the Orcs are medium. Actually, I find them pretty easy, to be honest. Space Marines are easy because they're very one-dimensional, the way you play these. And so they've all got a different way of playing. The Tau are medium. Tyranids are hard, but again, if you play them the right way, these become a real steamroller in the game where you can really just do incredible things with them. So anyway, that's the different factions. But if we go back to Necrons, and we'll just go through what everything actually is. So Arise can only found new cities on top of tombs, which we just spoke about before. So the Necrodermis repair, so units can repair in the field. This is sort of unusual. It's difficult for most other factions. They have to retreat quickly to go back to a position where they can actually go and repair in safety. We don't need to do that playing as a Necrons. We actually have an ability to heal ourselves during combat. Dimensional corridor, so infantry units can teleport to cities and monoliths, but that's only if we research that one. Sleeping units, so energy is not for production or is for upkeep. So we saw that there when we evaluated the actual units. Rapid rise, so rush production when time is of the essence, so we can actually sort of do that one. And no food, so we don't have any use for food. Population consumes ore. So ore is everything for us. We're going to need a lot of quarries ultimately. So then it's just got the backstory back in through there as well, so which I won't bother reading. But that's all the units all of the factions have got like a different way of doing things. But the important one for us is the Necrodermis repair. We have that automatically, and if we just click on OK and just go back in and have a look at our actual unit, let's have a look at the actual Necron unit itself. And so this is the Necron warriors. They're all going to start the same way. Some of these will change as they level up. Now they always start off at level 1. There's only 10 levels you can go through with the game, and so all of the units will end up having like the 10 different levels. So we actually have armor. 6 armor is slightly above average in the game. Some of the units that will come across will have like 1 armor or 2 armor. And what this one does, reduces the amount of damage, like physical damage taken from weapons and abilities. Each point of armor reduces the damage by approximately 8.3%, up to 83%. But weapons and abilities ignore a number of armor points up to their armor penetration value. So if we go up against somebody with an armor penetration of 6, our armor is basically worth nothing. So this is how the combat then works. But 6 armor is good. So most of the weapons won't actually have that. So, and you can see there we've got like 50 in this case 50% armor damage reduction. So half of the damage that comes in will be absorbed by the armor. 17% city damage reduction and 17 range damage reduction. So there's going to be that's showing up because of where we actually are inside this outpost. Now we've got the hit points, 15 hit points. This is spread across the group size. So we've got a group of 5 units. Each unit in the group fires. So we've got 5 times whatever the firing rate of the weaponry is. And so each unit in the group has got 3 hit points each. And the healing rate at 15% is the Necrodermis repair. So we have we're going to be getting a little bit of the health coming back turn after turn. Morale 12, that's okay. We'll talk about that when we need to. This is the actions. This is sort of like the ranged actions or the offensive actions. So we have these are separate to the movement actions. Now we've got up to 3 movement points. We've done everything by just moving across to there. Experience, as I say, will then just go up. So every level above the first increases the unit hit points and damage, as well as 5% to the morale as well. So that's good. Now, the only weapon that these guys actually have are a Gauze Flayer, and there's 5 of them in the group, 5 units, so there's 5, it's times 5. The attributes in through here, it does 1.5 damage. There's only 1 attack per unit, so there's 5 attacks. The armor penetration is 1, so we only can get through 1 level of armor before the armor starts to sort of nullify what's actually happening. The accuracy of 8 is actually fairly high for these sorts of weapons, so we've got 67%, and we've got a range of 2, so we can fire up to range 2 in that particular group. The traits, these are always important to understand what these do. Gauze, so scales the minimum damage with the hit points of the target unit. So that's going to then sort of mean that we'll sort of do a bit of varying attacks depending on who we're actually going up against. And then rapid fire. So this doubles the attacks at half range. So instead of doing 5 times 1.5, and we will do, there'll be 2 attacks, so it'll end up being 10 times 1.5. So we double our damage that we deal if it's only 1 hex away. So if we can get to 1 hex, that's going to work out very, very well for us. So again, it'll start to make sense when we start to sort of need to figure out how we attack. So there's a bit of complexity, but not overly so, as long as you sort of read through. Now, we've got a few different things into this one. This is the reanimation protocols, so we actually do restore hit points, 2 hit points per turn, is what we sort of see through there. And then the outpost that we're in as well, that's just going to give a little bit of healing. If we move away from that outpost, that one then won't apply. So we get 2 of our 15 hit points per turn back if we do take damage. Let's just end our turn here. And see how we go. Dearman saying, thanks for the heads up. I've been busy prepping for a move and haven't been on Steam for a while. So have fun. Yeah, no, grab the game while it's free. It's only free for a few days. So Logan Bush is saying, thanks for the heads up. I thought I bought it while I was at work to make sure I got it. Yeah, here we go. So we're now seeing other units coming back in. Again, as we discover things, it will then show us. Just click on them and read what it is. This is an agile predator unit that has particularly dangerous in forests. And so we can see what it actually does. And it's important to analyse your foe before you start to engage them. And so these are Kroot hounds. So this is a pseudo-avian Kroot, is ultimately flexible, able to absorb the genetic data of other races by consuming them. So in this case, they've got no armour. They've got 14 hit points. They've got morale of 4. They've got movement of 6, a sight of 3, item slots 0, cargo slots 0. They've got a close combat weapon, which is basically their claws and teeth. They only do 1 damage, but they do 2 attacks times the 7 units. And so their abilities essentially are going to be to do 14 damage with their teeth. Armor penetration of 0, so they're not going to do very well against us. So these guys don't do all that well. The accuracy is the same as ours. Range of 1. And these ones can't have Overwatch, so they won't get to fire if we move next to them. And so when we have a look at this, we'll go and analyse how we can then attack them. This unit can come into here and then attack them, or it can go to here and attack them. Now, if I just have this unit selected, and if I just go and right click on this, but I'm not going to let go of it, I'm just going to hover down with the right click. What will happen is it will show me what the game wants to do. So it wants to move across into this location and then fire at this thing, which is going to do between 2 and 7 casualties. In fact, if I press if I press shift, I can then sort of come across, hang on, and see so this is actually what we're looking at through there. So I'll just do that again. So in this case, while I'm hovering over this other side, we can then sort of see that we're going to have 5 times essentially we're going to be doing 5 damage to this particular group, or 5 attack. We're only going to destroy 2 of the 7 units by doing this particular one. If we go and with that one still selected, if I go and hover over this one, again, click the right click down and press Control, it will go to where it can do the most damage, which is down here. Now we're getting 5 of the 7 casualties. So we're now doing a lot back. There's nothing coming back the other way. If I wanted to sort of see what sort of damage this particular unit could do, I could press the Alt. And in fact, it's not going to show us there. But if I do it this way, if I press Alt, it's going to estimate killing off 1 of our Necron warriors, which really isn't. So you can see we've certainly got like a big advantage there. Now, one thing I want to be doing is keeping my warriors together. So can I get? You have to use the arrow keys, by the way, to move around. I can't get a shot within the distance there. So I'm going to move this one down. This is Orcoid Fungus, which really only helps orcs. So I'm just going to move this one down. We've got other units that are now down through here. These are Vespered Stingwings. If we have a look at what these guys are. These are all independents, by the way. These are not part of the AI group. So these have got very high armor, same as us. Hit points the same as us. Morale is okay. Movement of 4, so they do more movement than us. They've got neutron blasters, which only got a range of 1, but 2 damage. and there's 5 attacks in through there, so they do basically 10 damage if they can do an attack. The armor penetration is 4, which is pretty high, which means that they get through 4 of our armor. We've essentially got 6 armor when we go back up against them, but their accuracy is low. Only 50% of the shots actually do hit. So, and it's not like a random number. These are hard set numbers when the game is actually using them. It's an assault classification, so this weapon here is just it's got to get in nice and close. They've got a few extra little things that they can do. They've got like a Overwatch, but they also have a jump pack, which allows them to jump into locations. So we have to be a little bit wary of that. We'll just click on OK. We can't do anything against them. Now, because we can't do anything, we automatically go into Overwatch at this location. But I will actually move this one down to attack this particular Crude Hound. So I'm just going to move it down to where I can close the gap. Again, we want to get the double range. Some more Crude Hounds at the back. Now, if they take enough damage, which is what they'll do, they're unlikely to attack us back. So let's just go across. So we're attacking them with our Gauze guns. And you can see there's only 2 of them left. Now, if we have a bit of a look at them, you can see there that they now only do a very small amount of casualties back. So we have to be a bit careful. If we go to this one through here and have a bit of a look, they can do 1 casualty to us there, 1 casualty to us there if they do come back in. So we can just have a look to see what the different units can actually then go and do. We're not playing as them, of course. So we'll just end our turn, but these are now in support of each other. So I'm assuming this one will then run away so it can heal up. This one may come and attack us. By the way, this one's level 2. The AI, because we're playing on hard mode, this one's coming into attack. This will then kill off one of our units, and that one's run away to heal up. So we've now lost one of our units. We lost 4.7. We're going to get 2 hit points back, so we probably get that unit back again. There was more units sort of going up the top there. There we go. So we've got all of our firepower back because of that Necrodermis. Was it Necrodermis? No, sorry, just the reanimation protocols. All right, so now we can kill this one off. So if we do this one, we're going to do 5 damage in through there. So we'll just go and do that. And we then just bring this one down as well. So playing as a Necrons, I don't have to run off to heal up because I can just keep on wandering through. I can certainly heal faster by doing other things, but I don't need to when I'm only taking small damage like this. When we get a kill, anything within 3 hexes of the actual kill zone will then provide experience. And we can see through there, we're still at level 1. Yep, one out of 3 experience at this stage. Once we get to get 3 levels there, we're going to then go up another level. So we want to try to get as many of our units leveling up as possible. Still got 2 turns before this one goes in. There's nothing much we can do in here at this point in time. Now I'm guessing we're going to find another city down this side, so we might just go and have a look down there as well. Or a potential city location. So all systems are operational. So we're sort of like, these are like robotic undead. So we've got 2 turns for the Hippostyle Temple. Here we go. There's more Vespid Stingwings. There was something else. I think there were Crude Hounds at the top. Now these have got Overwatch, so we have to be a bit careful of those. Let's go to the south. You can see there, this one is still not quite. Actually, it is healed up. No, it's 14.4 out of 15, so it's almost healed up. Now, talking about the way that we can move. Now, we can actually, you can see through here, if we go this way, I can move across, but then when I hit that area, I've got to stop because it's a river. And so that's worth 2 movement points. That's worth 2 movement points. But a bit like Master of Magic, if you do move across and then you've got enough to move onto a difficult location like a river, it will then it'll allow you to do it. It won't sort of stop you. So I can move to either one of these locations. This one here, I'd be able to move out to here, or there'd be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So can move to any one of these 3 into here. So if I click on that one there, you can see that one through that side. But let's go to here first, and we'll just move across. We'll find that other Vespid. Oh, there's heaps of them. Okay, so now we've actually found like a group of Vespids down this side. We've also found ourselves some Chaos Cultists. Now, the Chaos Cultists are an interesting group. These have only got 2 armor. They've got 21 hit points, but there's 10 in the group, so they do a lot of damage. And so these guys here have got the auto pistols do 10. They do damage of 1.1 times the 10, so they actually do, ultimately it's a fair bit in through that side. So they would attack with the auto pistols. These are range 1, and then they also have a close combat weapon here, which does another 1.1. So they'll use both the melee and the pistol. And so they've got an overwatch with the pistol at range 1, and they have a close combat weapon in through there. Now, what I can do, I can actually, if I go and try to sort of, if I click on my unit and then just go and look at it, I can kill off 2 of them. I can kill off none of those, none of the actual Vespids, but I could kill off 2 of those. Or I could wait for it, see if it will attack me, and then I can then have the overwatch, in which case I can then do double the damage. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this one down as well. So we've got 2 of these, and rather than fire, because again we sort of saw there the rapid fire, which is down the bottom of the traits, doubles the attack at half range. If I don't fire, these automatically go into overwatch, and that way anything that moves in, and these have to move in within 1, if they move in, I'm going to then get shots in through this side. Now if they move to there, the trouble with that will be this one will still fire, but at basically the normal range, but this one will still get a 2-to-1 shot. So let's just see how we go. We may have to retreat. This is one of these situations where we don't want to go crazy with what we're trying to do here. We just want to kill off as many of these things as we can. We want to expand into different areas. We want to find resources like whatever this is down in through here, like where that little dotted line is. But we want to do it safely and securely. We want to be in support of the actual units. So I'm going to skip that unit. I'm not going to fire with it. I'm not going to fire with that one. We'll just end our turn. Next turn we get our research archive, and we do get the hypostyle temples available to us as well. V Hugh is then saying, awesome Warhammer 40k game. Yeah, it's an incredible game. Absolutely incredible. Okay, we've now got the hypostyle temples, so we'll just click on OK. And they avoided us completely. These ones do have, so they've actually moved away from us. The game, as I say, plays very, very cleverly. What I think we'll do is I'm going to move across to here, just so I can scout a bit more. I don't want to move moving into there where they can get, like if I go and press Control and then press Alt, they'll do 1 casualty. They'll do 5.2 damage. But if I can keep 2 away, they can't use their weapon. So let's go this way, which we think is fairly safe, yeah, which it is. Let's get rid of 2 of those. Now, when we start on a river, it does give us options to then sort of move forward, but we don't want to do anything just yet. So let's just go back into here. And do another 2 casualties. So we no longer have Overwatch. All right, now other things we've found. So the Abdu Kum produced the Forbidden Archive. That's good. Our population has now grown to 2 of 6. We found an ore field, so we've actually found where we can actually get a little bit more ore down through here. So this would be a good place for us to get another city as well. The city also is now wanting us to do something. See that we can't do much because we don't have anywhere else we can build anything. So we need to now acquire a tile. So let's think about what we want to be doing. We're going to be wanting to get a few different buildings. One thing we're going to be wanting to do is to grab the hypostyle temple. That's the ground vehicles, but we probably want to get the summoning core in before that. This has got +2 research, +1 loyalty, so it does a little bit of extra research. We're going to be wanting to get the quarries at some point because we no longer have any ore coming in at all. So we need to get that established as well. This location has got 20 ore, 20 energy, and 20 research. That's got ore, but without the research. Now I've only got 2 slots there, 2 slots there, 2 slots there. I'm thinking we're going to have to go with quarries. But if I can actually build the summoning core over in here, I'm probably going to need to get a couple of summoning cores, which means I would like to maximize the research that comes from there. But let's actually go and start building our quarry in here. This one here doesn't give us any sort of quarry amounts. So we'll just go across and we'll acquire this tile purely for quarries. And we'll get one of these 2 over here for probably that one there to then go and get the summoning core at that location. So I try not to sort of develop too quickly into different areas, but I do try to make sure that every single location is actually maximizing what we want to actually be building in there. So let's go and grab that one. So it's going to be 2 turns to actually secure that one through there. Okay, so we've got rapid rising through here. This is going to cost us influence. So I could always do this just to sort of very quickly build things. We won't do that until we really get on top of the influence, which we will be wanting to do. Choosing research. Now, the trusted slaves. We are going to be building the quarries. I think we go that way. Let's just go that way. We can get this now in 2 turns, so we'll just click on OK. We'll exit the city and end our turn. We're going to need a fair bit of ore just to be able to then go and build the next Canoptech spider to take the next city. We do need to clear all this out as well. They're moved off, so they're trying to protect themselves. So they've moved to an area that we can actually keep on attacking, potentially. Again, they've got now Overwatch into there. These guys have taken damage, actually. We didn't damage them. We damaged these. That's interesting. Now, that may be that they went into wireweed at some point, but it could also mean that there's an AI down in here somewhere. We can sort of see there's a bit of fog of war. We can sort of make out that there's something else down that way. I think I'm going to attack this one next. So I'm just going to move these up. And we'll just go very, very cautiously. Now I could move up to here. They will get a shot back. If we go and press Control, you can see there we do 4 damage. If we press the Alt, they'll do 3.1. They will actually cause 1 casualty. Let's just go and do it. We'll be able to sort of see what's going on. So they have Overwatch there. The reason they didn't actually kill off a unit that time was because they could only use their pistols, not the actual choppers or whatever they actually have. That's good. So that one's now been brought right down. So it's only just down to a single unit at this point in time. Actually, no, 2. It's got 2 units inside the group. Yep, so there's actually showing 3. I think there's only 2. Yeah, 2 of 10 group size. All right, Chaos Cultists attack the Necrons for negative 1.6, so we will get those back, but they're going to be, they won't attack, they'll move off. But the Vespids may come in and attack us. Again, we want to be playing as cautiously as we possibly can, so we'll end our turn there. Comrade Amiga saying the Imperial Guard best thing. Even I did a cosplay of the Imperial Commissar. Yes, so that's the Astra Militarum in the game. So we're picking up bits of loot from these all the time, which is good. So we've now got trusted slaves. This one then allows us, if we go to research, is going to now allow us to get stuff from the next one across. Now we can't get the Cryptech without having the Royal Pyramid, but we don't want to. Like flayed ones would be useful. Death marks, I want to get them, but not just yet. This is a medium-range armoured infantry unit. These are very, very good. Again, if we wanted to sort of find out which one is which, we can sort of go back into that one. The Nebula Scope allows Tomb Blades to ignore range damage reduction. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad as well. That's going to sort of allow our the Tomb Blades are okay. They're a bit weak. Shelters, we are going to need this. I might just go with whatever we have. We've got the Canoptech Workers, increases the output of the Hippo-style temples. This is the one that we've got over here. This is why we can actually build a Nebula Scope as well. But the Shield Vein, increases the armour of Tomb Blades. I think we'll just go with Shelters to start with. Again, we're just going to go purely economy with the choices that we make. Order units. So they've now wandered off. This guy is in here. Now, we've got choices now with the terrain. We do want to grab this because we do want to get on top of the ore again, but they've now wandered off. If we go into the actual ruins, the ruins also provide a... we've acquired the tile in through that side. I'll just quickly go and grab that quarry. and throw that one in there. That way we're going to be able to start to then pick up ore. Back in through this side though, there's going to be other units back in here, but we will be inside the ruins, which will then protect us even more. That will give us even more protection. I think I'll start here. So let's move these across. These will get reaction fire, but they won't do very much. You saw there it was only 1.1. So when we have a look at the actual Necron warriors, they're now inside the Imperial ruins. And so this gives us a 33% damage, range damage reduction. So not so much for the melee attacks, but for any of the ranged attacks, we have protection while we're inside this area. So let's go and kill that one off. Now we know that this one's free, so we're going to move into there, but we don't know what's in here. This is all unknown. There's the other one that will get a fire back at us as well. Now I want to kill this one off, and again we're making use of cover. That's what the guys are saying. So we can kill this one off. We're then going to get the experience that will then go across to anything within 3, like for our 2 units in through here. All right, that's good. So the Necrons are great, even just with the start units. Often you can't do this with the end units. So we'll just end our turn there. This one can't really move too far. It would have to go into the wireweed, which it won't do. So I think it may just stay where it is. I don't think it can really move anywhere. It could move if it goes across this other side, it may be able to do something with the Vespids. Whoa, okay, that was an enslaver. Yeah, it's too much for that one to move off. Okay, we're coming down into a different biome. Let's move this one across. We'll claim that one. So we'll just pick up the 2 ore from there. We'll kill this guy off. Now we want to avoid that slaver that came out through here. That's interesting though to see it. Alright, so these guys have actually now leveled up. These are now level 2. This is good stuff. So we now start to get a bit more hit points. The morale will also be a little bit stronger. So it just makes us a little bit more survivable. Just move these across. So shelters will get in 3 turns. The Vespids are there. They can't go in the water, but they can jump across the top of things. So let's go and position ourselves where they have to come back and attack us. This is a good location for another city. Now I don't think I'll attack them. I think I'll wait for them to come and attack me. So we sort of, we'll put the pressure on a little bit here. So we'll skip the units. So we want to get those double attacks. If they're going to attack us, we want to be doing some meaningful stuff in here. No, we still actually do the Overwatch, unfortunately. So it was sort of clever for them to do that. Now they've still got all of their 5 units, so their firepower is just as strong as what they ever were. So we've now got 3 of 6 population back in through here. So we will need to get to a position where we can then get more population, which we'll get in one more turn with shelters. So let's now go and, again, I'm going to move into the Imperial ruins, which means that their weaponry that they actually have, which we saw there before with the high armor penetration. If I move into the ruins, it means that we get 33% protection. If I just move into here, we don't get any protection. So let's go and get it to fire at us to start with. So it's going to come in. And because we went into the ruins, it wasn't quite enough to do any killing. So our units did survive. So we're going to do a bit more damage in through there. And then this unit, we'll move this one up as well. So if I do that one there, I get 1 unit. If I press Control, hang on, if I hover over that one, we're doing 3.1 damage. If I press Control, I get 2 of the 3, so I almost get to kill it. Let's just go this way. Now there's no overwatch anymore because they used it on the other unit. End our turn. This is good stuff. Now we'll see. We'll try to keep track of where this one ends up going, and then we'll follow it. So it went to there. So if we move to there, which we can do, actually no, we can't. 1, 2, 3. So I've lost a unit in here. But what I can do, I'm not going to be able to dislodge this one. It doesn't have an action point, so I'm just going to move this one across. Oh, it's another one. That one does. That's going to do some damage. This is now getting to a point where we may have to start thinking about coming back. And just sort of bouncing back out again, just for our own safety. So they've now taken the Imperial Ruins across all of these different areas. Okay, we've now got the quarry, so we're now doing +10 ore per turn, which is good going. Let's now think we're going to need to get, within a fairly short period of time, some shelters. We're going to also be wanting to get the summoning core, which will have to make use of research. And we've also got one that does energy and loyalty there for the hypostyle temple. So let's go and place, this one's got 3 slots. Let's go across into here. We won't waste the 20% ore there. We'll just come back across into here and actually make use of that one for the shelters. So we'll just go across and acquire that tile. So we'll get that one in 2 turns. Again, if I do that one, it's 35. I want to save the influence as much as I possibly can. So the next one, the Immortals are great. The sniping at the teleports, I would like to test that one, but let's not do it just yet. Let's go and grab the Immortals. End our turn. Whoa. Did the game just crash? No, it didn't. Not sure what happened there. Thanks, Gaming by Murdoch. That's great. Thank you for that, for the super chat. So that's awesome. Very, very much appreciated. Now we've got order units. Now why is that? Oh, there we go. Don't know what it was doing back through there. This one, you can see there that with our Necron units, they are still staying in the fight. We know that there's another one that went back to here to try to heal. I can't move that one in, but I can move this one in, even though it's taken damage. We've got like 11 of 16. I'm still going to do it. And the other one has moved back out. So let's just go and hit this one pretty hard. Because we're going up by 2 per, getting two health back each turn, it really does give us an ability to stay in the fight much longer than any other faction. Okay, the Kroot Hounds captured this, unfortunately, so there's some Kroot Hounds that went across that side. Vespered Stingwings attacked back in through this other side. We'll end our turn again. We're going to need to start to produce some units fairly soon. But we'll just get on top of everything else that we need to do. So they've actually wandered all the way down in here. I think that we just keep on pursuing them. So let's move this one down. We don't get to see anyone with that one. And what we do want to do is stay in these. Let's go across to this one over here. There we go. They'll be able to do a reaction fire. The other ones that were here are healing up. Now the net result of everything that we're doing is we are actually healing up more than what they're damaging us while we stay in the ruins. So the ruins are sort of doing a good job of protecting us. Now we've got this other location. Let's just go back to ordering in the cities. So we are going to need to get probably the hypostyle temple. I think this one is the one that generates the ground vehicles. So again, if we're trying to sort of figure out what to do with this, if I just press F1 and then just go back down to the buildings and then the Necrons and go to the hypostyle temple. So when we first build it, we're going to be able to build these tomb blades. So these are fast reconnaissance units. They have 2 ore upkeep per unit. They're pretty cheap to produce. And if we go back and have a look at those, so we're going to get them started. We don't have to research for those. We just get them as soon as we build the hypostyle temple. We're going to be able to grab those. The other thing we might just have a look at is just under units, and we'll just go down to the Necrons in through here. And in this case, we want to have a look at the where is it? What was it called again? Tomb Blades. And so these have got 6 armor again, but only 8 hit points. So they've got hardly any hit points. The hit points also, I think it's only got 2 units. I think 1 or 2 units. I forget how many they've actually got. There we've got it's weapons. It's twin link Gauze Blaster times 4. There must be 4 units in the group. So it does 2 damage with one attack times the 4 different units. So there must be 4 units, unless it's twin linked. So 2 times twin linked increases the accuracy. So the accuracy is very high at 10. Rapid fire doubles the attack at half range again, and gauze. So scales the minimum damage with the hit points of the target unit. So again, this is a useful little unit for us to then go and grab. It's got actions like Overwatch, Necrodermis Repair, which all of the undead get that one. Turbo Boost, so we can actually go and get even more movement if we needed to. Jink, which actually also just it sort of changes how we then take damage. And if we can then research Hammer of Wrath eventually. Anyway, this is something that would be a good little addition just to sort of flesh out what we've got. So we'll keep on going. Okay, so we've now grabbed that tile. And now we can build into there. And so we want to get the hypostyle temple at that location. You can see there we've got an energy of 2. And this location has got like a bonus to energy. There's no bonuses anywhere for loyalty. So I'll just go and grab that guy. Throw that one into there. So we may even make this city specialise. I like to have each city specialise in a type of building, a type of unit that it can actually then go and construct. So if we end up with just hypostyle temples from here, actually no, it's probably still going to be better down in this side. Like everything, like you can see there, this has got some very, very good ore abilities back in around a city around that side. Back over here, we're not looking at too much. We're looking at influence there. Anyway, we'll get there eventually. So we'll just exit the city, end our turn. And we'll just keep on sort of moving forward with those 2 little Necron groups. It's unusual to be able to expand the way we have with just our start units like this. It's been very, very good. Now, also, when you do get the base game, there we go, we've got Overwatch now kicking in, which is great. That's going to give us a bit more damage, but again, we're fighting inside these areas, which we have now lost one of our units, but we'll get that one back straight away. There we go, it just came back underneath that one. We've now got Immortals we can get. So I'm going to now move this one across. We're just going to keep on attacking whatever Vespids we can. Yep, there's going to be Overwatch in through there again as well. So we've lost another unit there, but again, we'll just try to keep on top of everything. So these are in the ruins. So fighting in this old ruined city is actually, it's protecting us and them as well. Choosing research. So we've now got through this one. We want to get the Canoptech Spider so we can quickly go down and grab more cities. Now, to build a city, we need to look and make sure that we've got enough of whatever we need up through here to be able to construct our next city. So if we press F1 again and we go to the Canoptech Spiders and have a look at the actions it can do. So one of these actions is to found a city. She's not telling me there what it is there. I thought that it actually, I thought there was she's got the cost down there for tiles. But not for cities. So maybe there isn't a cost for cities. I thought there was. I thought it was like a sliding scale. This one probably will stay in the fight. This one will probably run. And we'll probably try to chase this one down if we can. Oh no, they've both run. So they've run over there. Now they've got a lot more movement than what we've got. Now this one you can see can hardly actually move because of the it's got to go through the Imperial Ruin and cross the river as well. So let's just go that way. Let's not move this one off. We'll just let it heal up. So we're just going to leave that one where that is. We'll skip a turn. And anything that comes back into here will be attacked. Now, I'm a long way away from my base, which is okay though, because if there was an AI, I'd know about it by now. And so we're not finding any AIs down this way. So we're fairly safe to just go after these other units. This one here, let's just move this one across into this location. All right, now we've got ourselves this is like a tower that we're going to have to contend with. We also have, this is a webway gate. Now webway gates we can attack them, but they don't really do much. So these are of use by the Craftworld Alderi, by the elves. So the elves use these to teleport if they can get hold of them, but it's not going to do them any good at all. So let's go. We've still got Imperial ruins there. Let's just do a bit of seeing what's over through here with the Imperial Bastion. I don't think it's seen us yet, so let's not actually do anything. We will have to take this one on. This is very, very strong. And we can't really do it with just these 2 units. So we'll skip that unit and skip that unit for now. So we'll just hide in the ruins where we are. We might start to go back up fairly soon and then come back down when we've got enough firepower to contend with that one. So we end our turn here. So 2 turns for the Canoptech Spider. And actually we need the Hypostyle Temple to be able to build those Canoptech Spiders anyway. So they're all over this side. If we move over to here, let's just stay at distance to start with and just put pressure on. It's another Ruin of Fall. So we'll just do the damage against these as much as we can. So we'll just play it safe. So we are playing cautiously. Now, if the enemy AI has grown strong and is marching down towards us, we're going to be in trouble. But the Canoptech Spider. So we've now got that research, but we haven't still got 1 turn away before we get the Hypostyle Temple. So the units that we actually have, okay, that one's now moved off. Let's go and move this one in. Now this one should be able to see us. It hasn't seen us. So this is a, you can see it's range 2. The heavy bolter does 3 attacks times 3, so it does 9 attacks at 2.1. It does a lot. It's got 2 armor penetration and an accuracy of only 6 though, so it only does 50%. Let's just keep on going that way. If I move, actually no, that's 3 away. We're 3 away there. I might as well get rid of this webway gate as well. It's just going to get in the way. We don't pick up much experience from that one through there. Just choosing research. So now we can start to come back. The Baroque Shrine is going to be important. So maybe we'll go and get that one initially now as well. So it's 4 turns for that one. And then we'll go back and start to pick up other things that we would have liked to have had. But we can at least now, we'll be able to get our Canoptech Spiders as of next turn. And we'll get 2 cities as quickly as we can. So we're sort of really beeline to try to get the extra cities established at the expense of building an army. But again, playing as a Necrons, you can see there our army is doing fairly well with what it's actually getting up to. So we've got that one through there. I'm going to take the hit. Now, does that have any other abilities? It's heavy, reduce the accuracy after moving. It's not going to be moving. If I move to there, I really do end up in trouble. I think I'll wait and see where this one runs, and then we'll see if we can actually sort of zip on out. It's the zone of control is stopping us from moving beyond that particular location at the moment. Okay, ordering cities, back in through here. We've now got the Hypostyle Temple, and we can now start to go and grab... Actually, no, the one I did need was the other one. Actually, that was... I've screwed up. I have screwed up. If I just press F1, and we have a look at the buildings. For the Necrons, what did I need? It must have been the summoning core. Gives me the Canoptech Spider. Yeah, I've got the wrong one. I chose the wrong building. So that's going to now slow us down. And I prefer to put them either here or here. Let's go and place them up in here. So now that we've, again, I'm just going to make the choice to try to get the best bang for buck from everywhere around the place. So I actually thought it was the Hypostyle Temple that I needed. Again, I should have double checked before I started. So 2 turns for that one through there. I can rush this for 28. I might just do that, I think. So we'll just grab that one so we get that in 1 turn. That's one of the, again, the unique things we can do playing as the Necrons. So we'll skip the city. Actually, skipping the city, what else can we do there? I do want to get some Tomb Blades. Yeah, I can certainly afford them. Yep, so 40 energy, that's okay. I'll just grab one of those. We get them in 6. That one should move away. Or is it? They can attack across the cliff. If that was melee weapons, they wouldn't be able to do that. Now we're inside an outpost there, which does protect us a little bit. Alright, so we're going to move this one across to here and do some damage down this side. This one we know can't really escape. This is the bottom of the map, so I might as well kill this one off. That gets rid of that one. That's another Adeptus Sororitas holy site back over the other side, as opposed to our Necron tombs. There's another Necron tomb right in here as well. Just order cities. Okay, so we've now got this one established. So what we want to do here is grab the summoning core, so we can actually go and grab one of the others. I'm going to... Should I rush this one? This is 119. I don't really have enough. I'm not getting enough influence to warrant doing that one, so we'll just let that one come through. We'll end our turn again. Once we get a strong enough army, I can then just finish off all these little corners. There we go. This one's slowly healing back up again. But it won't help it. Yeah, we don't get to kill it, but we can get close. And close with that one as well. End our turn. Now I'm playing with a whole lot of different mods as well, which I should have shown when I was doing this one. There are some of the mods have been compiled together actually, which is, I haven't got those installed, but there is a compilation of making all of this rescaling, which is actually most of the mods that I've got are rescaling. And I've got a voice acting one as well. But I don't know if I can show that in here. Okay, we killed that one off. 1, 2, 3. That one's still within the range. That's good. And we'll get rid of this one as well. Great. So that webway gate is now gone. We did pick up a bit of experience from that one through there. So what do we need to go to the next level? We've got to get to 9 now. We've got 6.5 out of 9. Back up through this side. One thing I want to do is I want to make sure that we are going off in the right direction. So let's just go and change the rally point. I'll just change the rally point to here. So that's where our units will then move into. Okay, choosing research. The flayed ones would be fairly useful for us. We do have the immortals. I might get death marks actually before we do that. So let's go that way. We'll end our turn there. Now we're nearly at the maximum with our population, so I better get that under control as well. As soon as we get the summoning core built. I'm going to leave this until I can bring bigger units down to deal with it, if at all. There's no spawning units that come from in here. Okay, so let's move across. And we can just keep outside the range of this one as we move down into the forest. The forest also gives us some protection against ranged attacks. Now, for most things, playing as a Necrons, having the two together is going to allow us to do what we have to do to then be able to move back. Let's just move this back unit up to here. Okay, that's a Shard of Vol. We don't get as much from that one, but we'll still just go in and grab it. So we pick that one up, and from here we end up with 1 energy, 1 ore. Now, the AI, it looks like we're at the bottom corner AI. There may be another one over in here somewhere, so we'll have to be a little bit careful. There is water all the way through this side, so we'll just keep on exploring it through here a little bit and see what we can find. Yes, so Shard of Vol has been discovered. Now we're in sort of an area called the Arid Gelisol, so this is actually this particular biome. And Dawn of the Nightbringer has been, this is the name of the unit now. This is actually now acquired a name. Just randomly, as they do different things, they'll pick up sort of weird and wonderful names. You can't do it yourself. You can't rename them. Otherwise, I would do it, but we can't do that. Now, this is all ruins, but there is something over there. Got death marks, and through this side, we'll just click on OK. See how there's like a wall there? Looks like it's on the inside of ours. I don't think that's. I haven't seen that with any of the other ruins. I'm just having looked around to sort of see if I can spot another wall that looks as complete as that, but I can't see it. That bothers me a bit, but it's not coloured. Yes, it is coloured. See how there's like a band of colour that runs through it? So that is, yeah, we can see it there. This is one of the other cities. So one of the other units has got a city in here. I don't know which one that actually is. I can't recognise it. So we don't want to trigger them. So we want to play very, very cautiously. We want to leave them alone, and we want to move back out of the way. So we're not even going to look at them, because all that will do is raise their threat level, and then they'll come after us. And so playing the way that the AI plays is it will be off doing what we're doing. It will be expanding, having a look around to see what it can actually get up to. Now, we're not ready to take this city on, so I don't go and check it out. When I see it, I don't go and open it up, because as soon as they see us, any of their units that are backing through here will all come flooding back home to protect the city, because they'll see us as a threat, and then they'll start looking for us. And so we just slowly sneak our way back out. And be done with it, basically. I'm not going to move into there. I'll just move this one across into this side. So we'll just stay where we are. We'll lose this eventually to them, like as they keep on searching, but we're not in any position to take on a city at all. Now, they produced a summoning core back in through there, and they also produced these tomb blades. So I'm going to bring the tomb blades down to join up with the others. Now, we saw there was a unit that came down this other side. I'm still going to move in and reclaim that. But I want to get everything else now working. Yeah, the twin cannons are why we get. It's only the 2 units, but there's 4 shots, so they shoot twice with these cannons that they've got sort of on their feet. Okay, order cities. Now I'll probably end up with like another one of these. I've only got +3 ore now. Actually, we can get more of these. So let's go and grab ourselves an immortal. Actually, no, we want to get the counter-tech spider, so we'll grab that one. That's going to come in 5 turns. I won't rush it. I was hoping to get like our next city established by about turn 30-ish. I did screw it up there. I lost about 4 turns with that one through there. So it's not too bad. We will be able to safely pick this location, which will then give us a lot of ore that we can grab from in there. And we can still get another ore mine in through this other side, but we're going to need to change and get shelters. So I'll grab the shelters in there. And I can still get more tomb blades as well. I've got a fair bit of ore. Let's grab... No, actually, yeah, no, let's grab another tomb blade. So it's going to be 6 turns before we get that one. Just choose our research. Now the flayed ones are going to be a nice cheap unit for us to have. We've got the dimensional corridor, so it grants infantry the ability to teleport to cities and monoliths. That will ultimately be very, very useful. The core refinements increase the production output of summoning cores. Let's go and grab that one now. We'll end our turn and continue on. Here we go. Yeah, it's the Craftworld Alderi. So I don't know if they've seen us, but they've certainly seen that we've got this. Damn. And we've got the Tau as well, who are now attacking our city. So this is just a scout ship that's come in. Our city will be able to deal with this ship on its own, but we now need to bring everyone back home. So we're a long, long way away from home. Let's avoid this one. And we want to get, that's going to be too close, so we have to move this way. So the elves are down in here. They've got a ranger unit. They probably will take that one. I think we're going to get away from here okay, but we need to deal with this. Now we've got our Tomb Blades. If we have another look at what they can do, they've got range of 2, damage of 2, attack 1, armor penetration of 2, high accuracy. They've got Gauze cannons, they've got rapid fire, so doubles the attack at half range. So we want to get into close range with this. And we've got the twin linked, 2 times twin linked actually just gives us the better accuracy. So I can get up into here. So I'll take that. I'll just move this one up. Here they come. Here comes the rest of their units. Now, they don't have any range 3s. So they've got a Piranha. Piranha has got 6 armor back and through this other side. It's got a Fusion Blaster, which does 8 armor penetration, which we have to be careful of. Very low accuracy though, but does 6.3 damage. That's going to be a difficult one for us. We've got the Fire Warriors coming through as well. Damage of 2.1. Armor penetration of only 1. That's not too bad. Low accuracy as well. And then we've got this one here, which is another Piranha. So the Piranhas, we should be able to kill this Piranha off. So yeah, we can do a lot of damage in here with that Tomb Blade. So we did 6 damage with the Tomb Blade by moving it in close, and then we can actually just shoot it with the actual... Now, back in through here, we have a Gauze Flayer at range 2. Again, it's going to be rapid fire at half range, which is exactly what we've got in through this side. And we have a Particle Whip also at range 2. This is a large blast, so it hits multiple group members of the target unit. But let's just go for this one. And that's then the Piranha is now destroyed. So we'll move back. We now need to fight against the Tau. So the Tau will be coming in their battle suits and things pretty soon. So they're sort of like an interesting little group. The Fire Warriors are fairly strong. We'll have to watch all these. We may have to run away with the Tomb Blades. Now we do actually have... We've got 4 more turns, 5 more turns before we get this one here. If I rush this one, it's 95. I think we might rush that one. Let's get that one done. Just so we can get another city established down in here so we can get more ore fairly quickly. End our turn. So again, we're seeing very asymmetric units that we now have to contend with. Now they're moving into protective areas. These are not usually all that strong, but we did okay there. But not that one. So we took half our damage. We don't have a lot of hit points with these. Alright, so we're going to have to move this one away. So this is where we have to just keep on trying to escape. Now, that's now taken that one back again, unfortunately. Do these have the Necrodermist? These have got living metal, so they get +2 hit points per turn. Now we've got research complete, core refinements. Now, I've got the Kroot Hounds inside there. Oh, here we go. We've now got the Canoptech Spider. This one does have a weapon, but it doesn't do very much. So this is a twin-linked particle beamer, and it does also have that one through there, the armor penetration. If we go and press Control, I could kill that one off using the Canoptech Spider. If I actually this one has now come back with 2 shots. Yeah, we get to kill that one off. Let's do that one. That keeps the Piranha. The Piranha can't do a hell of a lot of damage to me. But it's now becomes a bit of a battle of attrition. We haven't been focusing very heavily on doing these sorts of things. Now we need to get past this group. Let's come back down. Yeah, we can kill a few of them off with this. Let's just take the Canoptech Spider down. Now we're trying to get this one down to claim the next city. Just do a little bit of damage on the way through. Now these units need to come flying back home again now. So we now have dangers. Now there's a group that's come through this side. This is a Poxwalker, which is new now in the new DLC. These are sort of like, we can sort of see what they're like. They're sort of zombie-ish demonoids that are coming through. These also have, they also regenerate as well. So these have got like a regeneration. They've got life stealing. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. So they're going to be challenging these guys. But we're out of there. We're not going to even think about it. Now the city, we can now start to bring more of these in. The Immortals are probably going to be the one that we want, although having the death mark, if we go across and press F1, we'll just have a quick look at the actual death mark itself and see what we end up getting there. So Necron's death mark. So what does it have? It's only got one weapon. It's a synaptic disintegrator, and there's 5 units in there. It does 1.5 damage, 1 attack, only 1 armor penetration, so very low. It's not going to be very good against the Tau. Accuracy of 8, which is fairly high. Range of 3, which is useful. It is heavy, so reduces the accuracy after moving. And it's a sniper. Increases the damage and armor penetration against infantry and monstrous creature units. Now, the Tau units, we're going to find they're going to have a lot of craft that's going to come down our way. So we're going to need things with heavy armor penetration, and that's not it. If we have a look at the heavy destroyers would be good. These we haven't got these yet, but we'll be able to get them relatively soon. These have got the heavy Gauss cannons, which have got armor penetration of 6, damage of 8, and 2 attacks. So that would be a good one for us to go and get the heavy destroyers. These are great units. The Immortals, these are they've got the Telsa carbines, no armor penetration. It's not going to do too much, actually. Then we've got the Necron warriors. Their armor penetration was 2, was it? No, only 1. So there's only 1 armor penetration there. We need to find something that we can get fairly early on that will actually allow us to sort of the Annihilation Barge. We can get this one relatively early. This one has got a Gauss cannon at armor penetration 4. That's useful. And we've got the twin-link Telsa destructors, but no armor penetration, but a lot of attacks. The Gauss cannon there, and we can keep on getting more for the Annihilation Barges as well over time. So we might start to look at that one. Other ones we can get fairly early on are the death marks we saw weren't going to be all that effective. They did actually have, they had 1, didn't they? Armor penetration of 1, which may still be helpful. When we had a look at the Tomb Blades, actually these aren't bad, you know, for against the Tau, the Tomb Blades probably will actually do a good enough job. So maybe we just go back and get ourselves, let's go and grab another one of the death marks. Just click on OK. So we'll grab one of those, and then eventually we'll go and get an Immortal as well. So we sort of get like a bit of a mixture of different things, maybe even some more Necron warriors, which are nice and cheap. Okay, so Philip Boardman is saying this seems cool. Can I get free tomorrow also? Yes, for a few days. Like you've got while the Skulls Festival for WarHammer is on, you're going to be able to pick them all up. So I'll pick this one up for free. So I think it's for about 4 or 5 days, and it's only just the free version has only just come out today. So you do have a few days, but then it will expire. So grab it now, guys. Grab it now. Choose research back and through this side. So we had the shield vein increases the armor of Tomb Blades, which we can see we're going to have to use the tomb blades. So I think that this is useful. We also have the nebula scope, allows tomb blades to ignore range damage reduction. This will be good. That would be good as well. Now the Canop Tech, increase the production output of hypostyle temples. The flayed ones, which I didn't check to see what they actually had, but they can get past the Overwatch. Heroes are useful as well, but let's go with the shield vein, I think. I don't think there's much else over here that we like. The Ghost Arcs. There's the Annihilation Barges. I didn't check these, so this is just a transport vehicle with healing ability, so I won't worry about that one. There's the Heavy Destroyers. A powerful anti-armor. Actually, that powerful anti-armor. Maybe we'll go that way. Let's try that one. Again, it's the attrition that we have to be concerning ourselves with. What's going to happen down there? Comes another piranha. Bit of damage. And we're going to get our living metal back again. And this one hopefully will be enough for us to destroy another piranha. When they start to bring in the bigger weapons, that's going to be harder for us. So they're still trying to sort of come down and just get rid of us from in this location. Now that one has wandered off. I just want to beeline for up in here now. I didn't see where that one ran off to. That's a bit useless. Yeah, it's very slow going through the ruins and the river. Order units. And almost can kill that one off. But not quite. What's Jinx going to do? Yeah, that just makes it harder to hit. Let's do some damage to the one behind. That way, hopefully they'll stay in the fight. It's only if they bring up a lot more units that we're going to be in trouble here. Now we're playing on hard mode, which does make it a bit more difficult for us. Now they're down in here. We haven't seen any other real units coming past this location. They're also not trying to trigger us as well, I guess. So Dr. Von is saying, question, are you a coastie, Daz? Yes, I am. I've already been for my swim in the ocean this morning. It's pretty cold where we are. So yes, no, it's. I ride my bike. Most mornings I ride my bike to the beach and have a swim, sort of just around dawn, which is a really nice way to start the day. Now, one thing here, what I want to be doing is if I have the choice, I don't want to go into here because it's going to cost me 2 moves to get across there. If I go to that location there, I can zip around the outside. So I'm going to go to that location with this one. So Dr. Vaughn's saying, I knew it. Yes. We'll just go this way. You know, love living on the coast. It's good. Here we go. So we can actually now move across. We need to move on to this location. I don't know if we need another action point to do this. There we are. So we've now got Hirikon Ka, which is now going to upset the loyalty of the. You can see we drop loyalty for every city that we have. It's -6 loyalty. So Lou with a view. There we go. Yes, I've got my Malulabar. I've made this as a T-shirt. I don't know if I've got it for sale anymore. It's a bit of merch that I did. It's a bit of a joke against Malulabar. That's where I swim of the morning. And no, it's good. It's good there. So keep this one coming. Now this one here, we need to now go and build something in through this side. So we're going to go. We do have another slot in through there. Gosh, what should we do? We're going to need to get a loyalty building at some point. I think I'll just grab one of them right now. We're going to need to get another one back over here as well, ultimately. So Not one saying legendary. It's a good shirt actually. I really just like it as a design and as a shirt. And so I've got a few of them, but I don't think I've got them on my actual merch store. This particular one, because it was a bit of an in joke. You know, when I did it. Actually, these guys have run away. I'm going to move up to here, just see if we can chase them down. Okay, they've got Vespids that have now come across to their side. There's the Piranha. We've missed out on that Piranha. We'll just stay in around this zone. We'll start to now expand out this way a bit more and try to build up our army as well. Now we're going to have to do it that way. So this one is now grown to. We do actually have the that's being built there. 3 more turns, we get the shelters, but we've now hit the maximum. So maximum population of that particular city. We've got to keep the population rising. Our loyalty is negative 6.1, which actually has a big bearing on all of the stuff that we produce. So we need to get the loyalty under control as well. So I only need to build another one back in there. We'll just exit the city and end our turn. So we need to get a few more loyalty buildings. Oh, there they go. They've taken that from us, and they've taken this one from us. So we're sort of sandwiched between the tower and the elves. So again, we need to play defensively. Yeah, Shining Spears is one of the elf vehicles which has come through. Just keep on coming around. Order units. They've taken that location. We'll just have a bit of a look around the place. That's the one that was down here that's now escaped. We'll end our turn. At least we've got our second city established now, and this will be where we get our third one, I guess. Alright, so we want to attack into here, so let's just go down and do this. Yeah, there's more independent groups set back out that other way. I could have waited, but I'm happy enough to go in with these Tomb Blades. They've been good. We've now got our original forces now coming back in to be able to protect our cities a little bit better. We've now found a Jakiro Trader's Hut, which will be useful if we can keep enough influence for when we start to get the heroes. And we need to get on top of that. Well, one more turn and we then pick up these shelters, and then we can get the loyalty building back in there again as well. Oh, here they come. Now these are long range. It did a lot of damage. Fire worries are a bit of a problem, so we're going to have to protect this unit a fair bit. So we now have heavy destroyers, and we have other units that have now come through as well. So I can bring this one up. This one can't fire. These are just marker drones. If we go that way, yeah, I can actually go. Now these hover so that the wireweed doesn't impact them. Look at the health that we're getting back on this. It's just great. So let's go this way. Again, the more we can kill off, the better. So the marker drones really are not going to be able to do too much. I'm happy enough with... If I move to here, I've still got the shot. So let's just go and do that and kill these off. Again, the attrition has been good here. We've been able to kill off the units fairly effectively. Now, we've got a range of 3 shot, and through this side I can do some damage in through that side. Again, if we hover over this one so heavy, reduces the accuracy after moving. So it actually has moved, technically, but let's just move across to here. And we don't do hardly any damage against that Piranha. I thought that might be the case. Start to use our sniper. This is the new unit in the new DLC. Now we know there's a slaver in here somewhere, so I think I'm just going to leave that one alone. But we are getting quite the army now. Okay, we've got a bit of everything. So we're going to now go and grab a... we need to get on top of the loyalty. The loyalty is at -6. We now can get up to 12 population, so we'll just go and build a loyalty building in there. And we can now get heavy destroyers as well. Now I've only got just enough of this to be able to pick that one up. We're going backwards now with our ore, but let's go and do it. Let's go and grab one of those. Choosing research. So I might come back and pick up the extra armor for the tomb blades. Just make them a little bit more survivable, because it looks like we're going to have to use them against these guys. They've been quite good at actually clearing out the tower. So they've been a good unit actually for such a cheap, simple unit. And we can't afford those anymore. I might just put the Hypostyle Temple to sleep, just while we focus on the infantry. That one's healed up, but will it come back in? They're moving up. I think we'll still just keep on having a bit of a look. This one will be full health after this. I don't really want to be going after those at this stage. I do want to sort of deal with these other ones. It's a good spot in here for a sniper. It's a Cadre Fireblade. You've got marker drones, builder drones back in through there as well, and more marker drones. Let's go for the Fireblade. And so the Fireblade is what do we know about them? Pulse rifle. Yeah, you can deploy marker drones. So this is a hero unit. So we can move through into here. I can kill that one off actually, which I'll do, because I'm not seeing anything more powerful than that. So let's just move across into there. Now that's a range 3. No, that's range 2. No, we're still actually okay here. Again, the attrition is great, and we're actually killing off their morale as well as we do this. Let's just stay in the protective areas like the forests and things. This is all extra points for us, so that we're going up in levels. Now, I wouldn't mind having a bit of a look around the other side, but let's just stay in the forest for now. These Crude Hounds will be back, and we'll be wanting to try to protect that at some point. Okay, so the energy is, we probably can't really afford to build anything else right now, so we'll just keep on, we'll just get these next group, and then we'll just try to build up with what we've got at that stage. Okay, here they come. We lost a unit there, that's not good. Yeah, they've done a lot of damage to us. Alright, what can we do? Oh, bugger. Who are they going to attack? Probably us, I would guess. Yeah, we lost another unit there. Okay, we're sort of stuck in here now. Damn it, they destroyed it. So the Crude Hounds actually finished us off. We've only just got the armour now that's come back in. So our armour is now up to 8, which is pretty exceptional. I've got nowhere I can really go here. So they're being attacked by a Catachan Devil behind them. Well, let's just go after the Fire Warriors. Playing on the hard mode, I really can't afford to waste too much of this. Now, the Vespered Stingwings have got in behind us, but their morale is now completely shot. So they're completely broken. Their accuracy, they're not going to be able to attack us. So we'll just kill off what we can in here. We need to get a replacement though for the missing Tomb Blade. So we'll go back in. We can grab another one of those now. So let's just go and queue up one of those. Now we do actually have attacks in through this other side. Now I can't reach that with the city. Yeah, I can do a fairly big attack from there. So that kills off the next piranha. I mean, attrition wise, we're still doing well, but it is hard. So Dr. Von is saying no scouting units. The Tomb Blades are actually our scouting units, technically. We actually don't have... I thought they were, actually. There's no actual scouting blip, which is a lot of the other factions have got something that is specifically for scouting. This Vespid, it'd be interesting to see what that one gets up to. But we have actually now, we're still killing off things. It's just a shame we lost that Tomb Blade. So we'll just go back to research. Nebula Scope. Let's go with that one there, the Nebula Scope as well. Looks like the Tomb Blades are going to be quite a big feature of what we're doing. Well, it stayed in the fight. Actually, it managed to get an attack in. Have to be careful of this. It's going to attack us and kill us off, I would guess. Oh, this one is. Damn it. No, we've still survived, just. They are weak, those ones. Very, very weak. Yeah, we had the crew towns that attacked before as well. I can actually move all the way back to here, which I'm not going to be able to get a shot, but it will protect me. Or I can go... Oh, I can't kill that one off, so let's just go that way. So, sorry, I've just got a phone call coming in. I'll just pause the... So the answering machine kicking in. So my wife talks for an awfully long time, just letting people know that we're not home. I've kept on meaning to change it to just sort of like, you know, we're not here type thing, but it's it does go on for quite a long time. Anyway, I will have to remember to change that one. Okay, so where are we? We're up in the comments there. So we've got Ruth McCroth is in saying, I just purchased the last DLC, so I was missing during the sale. Now I just need to learn how to play. It's a great game. Just play cautiously. See how we're struggling in here. Like we actually are struggling with what's actually happening. And so we've lost one unit, and that for when you're playing on any sort of hard mode, it's very hard to keep up with what the AI can do, and that's what we're sort of struggling with a bit here. Got those Vespids, got that Piranha. Can kill off these Vespids with this unit, so I'll do that. It's good, so the sniper has now done its job. As expected, eliminated, there we go. So we'll end our turn in here again, but you just need to be really, really cautious. Like it's, I keep on stressing it, but it's just so important not to rush blindly in. Take the advantages when you can, but this Vespid has actually caused us so much damage. This little independent group. Just end our turn there. This one will start to come good. So they've actually launched a group of gun drones. Not doing too much damage against us. We've got pretty high armour on the death marks. We've got 8 armour. So we don't take a hell of a lot. These are actually pretty good, actually. You know, like they don't do much damage against the piranhas, but they're good against everything else. And they're still relatively cheap. So this one's now coming back up, which is good. Now it's all just tundra up through here, tundra and desert, so it's still very, very open. And they came through this way initially. I can't really get a good shot there. I don't want to be moving. So you can see there hardly anything against the piranha. But reasonable against the gun drone. And I can kill that gun drone off, so I'll just do that from that one. So I'm just trying to protect everything that's in the forest. Yeah, I've got level ups in through that side as well with that attack. So everything's now level 3. Order cities back down through this side. So we've now got it, the loyalty is now well and truly under control. We need to go and get more ore. Now we've got a 40% there with 2 buildings, so we'll do that one first. We'll exit the city and end our turn. So these guys are still building up. 2 more turns, we get another couple of units. Yeah, they're not doing enough damage to impact us too negatively. We should then get a bit of health back in through here. That's now the nebula scope. So this one, the tomb blades now ignore the armor penalty that we actually had there originally. So it's sort of yeah, this is going to be okay. So if we move into there, we do fairly big damage. If I press Control, I do a lot of damage there, but I don't know what else there is there, so I'm a bit worried about that one. Still got one more turn, and then we pick up the heavy destroyers. Now I'll probably be wanting to get a couple of those sort of units. We don't have any research at the moment. Let's just go to the units. Now where's that other guy gone? I can bring these up. I'm not going to quite get what I need. Let's just move down 1, just so we can move into here next turn. And I'll move that one up. We're just not powerful enough to really take them on just yet. Leave that one where that is. And I'll start to do some damage. Choose our research. The Annihilation Barge would be, this is an anti-infantry vehicle. The Destroyer Lord would be good for us to get, but we do need to get the Royal Pyramid. So let's go and get the Pyramid built. So we can get some heroes out. That will then help our units even more. Okay, so yeah, so Adabins is in saying this is a great game. I have all the DLCs already. Yeah, no, it's a fantastic game. Dr. Vaughn is saying looking good. Yeah, saying hi, Mum, and saying I'm out. Good luck. So have fun, get views. Peace out. Thanks for that. Here they come again. So we thought they might come, but these ones actually infiltrate, so we don't actually get to attack them when they do come up like this. But we'll be able to bounce back from here very, very quickly. Alright, here we go. We've now got the destroyers. Now, we do get in a shot there, but not there. Let's just take this one across. So these guys have got the heavy gauze cannon. So this reduces the accuracy after moving. So if we can get to a position and stay where we are, it's only got a range of 2, but does really, really good armor penetration. Bang, off you go. I love the Too Many Voices mod. It's just so good. Let's move this one back. And that kills off all of them. And Everyone picks up a bit of experience. Enemy disintegrated. There we go. Now we can move this one up into this location and do a fair bit of damage. Let's go for it. Yes, okay, it's isolated. That's good. Bit risky doing that, because we know that there's other Catachan monsters and things back over this other side. Let's not move this one. And now we move this one into a position where we can then come back into here and do another shot. Oh, there's another location that they actually have, and we can then kill off that piranha. Nice, that's good. Okay, so that's another one down. So the attrition-wise, we've got to be winning the attrition battle. Got to be. Now we're going at -5 ore, but we're still actually doing okay. Can still bring in more things. We're going to have more ore under control fairly soon. Let's go and grab another heavy destroyer. We've still got 3 turns before we get the next Tomb Blade. And we need to be building. Okay, so this one is still going to be the summoning core. Let's go and grab this one here. That way we can double the output that we have for our infantry units, and they've been by far the most important for us. So we'll just order the cities back and down this side. Again, loyalty is actually okay. We now have another location. We can start to then pump out these quarries and we get plus 40% from that one, which will be very, very useful. Choosing research. The Destroyer Lord, I think I'll start to get that one. Actually, I should have probably got one of the hero areas, but I might do that down in here. Okay, we can end our turn there. Everyone's had a move. Now, this guy here could get nasty, and we can expect to see a Catachan Devil come out of here as well, unless they've actually been able to deal with him. Actually, our morale is really low here. I think from the hits from the piranhas. Oh, there's the Enslaver. Now, if we can do damage to that and kill that off now, that would be good. Yeah, let's have a look. We do as much damage there as we do anywhere, so let's just do exactly that. Kill one of them off. We need to really make sure that we're down. In case they enslave this unit, I want to be down here with a big force, able to take this one on next turn. So we'll just bypass everything that's up there for now, just while we build up again. We'll end our turn. These are really, really dangerous. Over to here. I've got more of these guys that have now wandered in. Again, these ones hover, so we can hover over the wireweed here. We're going to take a hit here, but I'll take it. Actually, before I do that, let's just do some more damage. That's what we want. Will attack back, but it won't do much damage. Now I'm going to just get rid of the Crew Towns, I think. So we'll just keep on following them down. would be nice to get a third city, but then the loyalty is going to really take a big dive. It's still wandering away from us. We can now get Destroyer Lords, but we don't have the building that can actually do anything with it. Okay, we've got the Jakero Trader's Hut now. There's some Vespids, they'll have an attack. But we're in the forest, so we get a bit of protection. Can't see anything just yet. So if we've got a big enough army, you know, we can sort of just keep on sort of bouncing and leapfrogging across each other. Good, they're down. That's good. Now that's one of the Tau cities. We're probably in a position almost to be able to take them on once we get the next heavy destroyer. Now this one here, we're still building the summoning circle. A third one of these. We're getting +2 at the moment. I can actually afford one. Let's just go and grab another one of those. They are useful, particularly against the Tau. So we've now built the first quarry. Let's go and build the second quarry in that location. Hi Thomas, how are you going? Choose research. Yeah, so again, if anyone's just bounced in, Gladius, the base game, is available for free on Steam, so you can just go and basically get yourself a free key. So I would highly recommend that you do that one. We've got Scarab Hive. Grants Canoptech Spider's ability to construct Canoptech Scarabs. I don't think we'll worry about that one so much. We've got the Viridian Discharge, increase the armor penetration of Tesla weapons. The Ghost Arc, Haunting Inscription, so this one increases the influence output of Stellae. We haven't actually built those yet. This one here is sort of half useful. The Triarch Stalker is a good one as well. Actually, let's go and increase the tile radius of the cities. And we'll need another Canoptech Spider anyway, just to get rid of these wire weeds. Might leave these where they are, but we do need to deal with the other group. There they are. That gets rid of the Crude Hounds. Let's just bring these in so we can pick up some experience. Anything within 3 of that area will then pick up the experience. So 1, 2, 3. So anything across in here. Grab that one. Mobile Hollow Projector. That'll just give everyone a bit more health. Now this one here, I will still just get some shots across the bow. Okay, there's a couple of these are a couple of the spawn locations for these guys. Just grab the experience for all of these. So we're still not seeing the other group. They haven't captured any of this stuff yet. So they're still stuck down in here. There's a big cliff that runs all the way out to where this thing actually is. Just end our turn there. And we're not rushing to go after the Tower Cities just yet. This one here I think will be an easy one, but there'll be other Tower Cities back up through this side. We don't want to cause it a massive threat. Oh, this is going to hurt. We shouldn't have shot it with that. Damn it. We're going to lose this one now as well. Okay, well at least that's the second lot of Tomb Blades that we've lost from my own stupidity. Let's just keep on going against this then, I guess. I'll leave the others back there. That one. Just bring this one down so we can use Overwatch, which won't help much, but it'll help a little bit. Here we go. Bring you across as well. These have got a lot more hit points than the Tomb Blades. I'm tempted to get another one of those, a third one. I think it will help a lot actually. Still building the summoning core in. Let's just go and grab another heavy destroyer. Oh, they're wandering off again. If we don't get rid of that other unit that was over there before, this one over here, it's going to keep on coming back to take this location. Move that one across. Just leave that one where that is. Okay, so we've still got another area that we can bring into here. I do want to get the Royal Pyramid. I'll just go and grab one of those. I was going to be reserving that one for ore, but really this city down here will then generate all of our ore. We'll just keep on making this into like a quarry city. And we can sort of then focus on building our units back up through this other side. So David I is saying, thanks for the heads up. Got the game, look forward to trying it. Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great, great game. God, this hurts so much. They really do struggle. That's why I don't use them. I was thinking, when I was looking at the stats, I thought, oh, these aren't too bad. But they are, unfortunately. They are bad. Okay, we can kill that one off. Should be able to kill that one off, actually, as well. I can just bring this one up. I might clear that out. Although I don't mind if they spawn a heap of them in here. They're going to not worry me too much. Don't have anything else I can do there. Order units. Just leave that one back there. I can kill that one off. I'm better off doing it back in here though, I think. I can only really kill one of them off. I'm also just mindful of if the AI does come up through this way, it would be handy to have a group of these to stop them from getting across into our stuff. Okay, we need to go and get another location. So ore is going to end up still being a really, really bad thing for us. So let's just keep on going out this way. Although, do we want anything else? Yeah, we're going to need to get other things, so let's just move out to this side just so we can build other buildings. Choosing the research, so we've got atomic flayers. This is actually increasing the armor penetration of Gore's weapons. We've got a lot of people that use Gore's weapons, so let's go that way. Grab that one. We need to keep on building these cities up. So Tom was saying I'm checking out the new Solasta DLC. I'm not sure what that is actually. There's also new DLC for Battle Sector, for WarHammer Battle Sector. That actually is, like, I didn't like it when it first came out, like, because I like to play the random maps, but I had a bit of a look at it before. It looks very good. So I do want to cover that again at some point. I didn't see where they actually ran off to. Across. Yeah, we'll kill this off. At least they can't spawn anymore after this. And I think that'll do us actually. So let's now start to move back up across. Yeah, we've got another heavy unit back over here at this side. So we might go and finish off this city over here. It's only a little city, but we might as well get rid of it before it gets too big. Just go back into this forest again and sort of start from there. Okay, one more turn we get this one in through this side. Let's just go back and grab another one of these death marks. They were pretty good. Okay, we can get them in 3. Oh, he's back. He's back for vengeance. It's not going to worry us too much. I might just keep that one. I think we'll actually just leave that one alone. Let's just move back now. Just get on the water. Here we go. Fire Warriors, they've only got range 2, haven't they? Yeah, range 2. So I need to sort of bring everyone else back around. Got another one of these. Yeah, we'll take that one on. Let's put them to sleep. So we're going to need to get more shelters built for this particular city. So I'll grab those. Now if these guys come up through this side, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I thought there'd be enough to kill it off. Build reaction fire. I don't really want to bring these up because of their low hit points. Just move that one up into there. Take that one back again. Okay, that'll do us. I've still got 2 of these tomb blades, so I don't think we need much more than that. Just keep them sort of moving around the periphery. Okay, so Zimify saying you love the combat in Solasta. I can't think of what it is. You're in a bit of trouble with this group. The name rings a bell. I just can't think of which game it is. Now we can bring this one straight through. So we've got the city there. We want to be really ready to go in before we go out and attack that one. Now there's no protection anywhere through here. As soon as I go in, I'm basically going in completely. So let's just wait. Leave that one where that is as well. Just leave that one where that is. Alright, so now the loyalty again is bad at this point in time. Do I get another spider? I do need to clear out this sort of terrain. And if we get another city there, we want to clear this out as well. So I might just grab a spider. Okay, we'll exit the city, end our turn. We'll get the heroes next turn. So we'll grab a Destroyer Lord, which will help when we go up against the tower. I'll jot down Solasta so I can look it up again after this. I'm looking at the time, guys. I'm going to have to get going fairly soon. Have some lunch. Okay, so the Gauze weapons have now been improved. And so the Gauze weapons, I think we're using Gauze weapons with these guys here. These are Gauze flayers. Just do a little bit more damage. These are heavy Gauze cannons. Again, do a lot more damage. So it's good because they're the main ones that we're using. These use Tesla weapons, I think. I know Gauze blasters, that does even more damage as well. So we need to take, the first thing we need to do is to take the damage from the city. We've got armor of, what do the Tau cities do? Let's just have a quick look. If we go to Tau, and is it technically a city? So it's got a range of 2 there for a pulse rifle. Rapid fire doubles the attacks at half range, so we want to stay at long range. And heavy reduces the accuracy after moving, but does 4 damage with 3 attacks. So 12 there, and 6 there. Armor penetration 1, armor penetration 6. So a fair amount. So let's go and have this one gobble it up first. It's only a level 3 city, so it's only a entry level. She didn't attack. Oh, yes, it did. No, it didn't. I really don't want to use these in that role. The armor penetration's 3 here, whereas the actual armor of the city is 6. I'll just keep everyone back. Move that one across. So there's going to be more coming. So the main Tau city must be up in here somewhere. And look, for all we know, they could be being attacked from the other side by whoever the AI is above them. Okay, so got one more turn there. Here we go. So we can now grab either a Lord or just destroy a Lord. Let's go and grab this one here. So 7 turns to get that one. And we need to go and build other things. So we've got other areas. We've got 3s out through that side. I think we'll do that. Let's just go out this way, choosing research. Extra infantry armor would be useful. It reduces, that way we can build the cities very, very quickly. The Triarch Stalker is a good unit. Versatile walk unit that's, that on attack relays its target to allied Necrons for increased range accuracy. Increase the growth rate of Necron cities, so I don't need to do that one so much. Let's just go with the extra infantry armor. Just go that way, exit the city and end our turn. Now they should, if they can protect the city, they will. Here they come. Oh, this one's... see how damaged that one is? So they are actually being attacked from the other side, I think. Alright, this is interesting. Now we know that these guys can do a lot of damage against these sort of units. And I get to kill that one off from here. Another piranha. Yeah, hardly any damage there. If I can move this one in. Does a little bit of damage. It's just going to take the heat though. That one there again. If we move, it's going to take a little while to bring this one down. And if we keep that one where that is, it's just going to get more and more damage coming in. I can bring that one up to there, but it looks like there is a cliff there, but these guys here fire it too. So they've got good armor penetration or reasonable armor penetration. Ooh, I need to keep these back so I can sort of bounce them back in at some point. Let's bring this one up and get it ready. Just keep this one up. They're going to go after this one again. Let's just go with this one into here. Now, I need this one back away. So I need to sort of just try to keep units alive while we bring things in. This one should be able to survive for one turn. Does a fair bit of damage there. Just move that one across. Sorry, I just got a phone call. Bear with me, guys. As you know, I missed it. I lost it. I didn't get there. They should leave a message if there's a problem, I would guess. Anyway, well, I do have to get going actually, so I better start to wind up. Just have a couple more turns. It's interesting. That's just part of the surrounds. This one as well. Bring that one in. I don't know if we've got enough units to do this. Just gobble up these. We don't need these as protection anymore. We've sort of gone beyond this. And I might keep that one as Overwatch. Okay, actually, what's this one? Teleports to target explored tile and increases damage. Let's not do that just yet. We'll just stay where we are. Water cities. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe another Necron warrior. Actually, the immortals we haven't brought in. Let's go and grab one of those. We're sort of down to no more energy. So, should you focus on attacking one enemy, or should you spread out your units in Gladius? You should really focus. Really focus heavily. It's sort of one of these things. You got to know, like, you know, if we can't bring this thing down. Like if they bring enough forces down into here, we're going to have to then bounce away from that one, deal with this stuff, and then go back in again. We really need to really focus heavily on attrition. So we'll just end our turn. See how we go. This could be a bit of a disaster. They're going to be able to do pretty good damage against one of these units. There we are. And they're close enough. Yeah, they've destroyed it. Damn it. Those tomb blades. We've lost a lot of them. Oh, here they go, and they've got another big ship now coming back in. I think that's just a transport ship. But you can see there the damage that's being done. It's pretty. It's now too much for us to be able to contend with attacking this particular city. This one still hasn't healed itself up. I can get plus 6 hit points, but it's going to cost me 60. It is doable. I can do big damage against that one there. This is a devilfish. Yeah, this is a cargo ship. That's okay. Let's move this one up. Kill that one off. This one may get destroyed as well. I don't think I'll worry about those tomb blades anymore after this. All right, we've brought them down. Get rid of that marker drone. Yeah, so we're going to have to leave that city until we can deal with these guys. Let's go and use this one. It's going to cost me 60, but it does get me the healing back up. We'll move across to here. That one's already moved. So they've all had their turns. Move that one up. And I think I'll have to leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching. Yeah, grab the game. if you don't actually have Gladius, go and grab it, because yeah, it's definitely worth going and getting. So it's you can see there, it's not an easy game. You know, like it's they just got wave upon wave. We are playing on harder than hard at this point in time, so it is quite difficult. It's a brutally difficult game, actually. So when you play your first game, play on beginner level or whatever the lowest, the easy or very easy, whatever it might be. You'll find it surprisingly difficult even on those levels. But it's really quite an engaging game, very immersive, and every faction does play very, very differently. But it's still got a reasonable balance. You know, like it's actually not bad. The Necrons are usually a bit easier to play than most of the other factions. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there. Thanks.